is it a flash, like a blinking light, or is it like an actual street light, street lamp, or street stoplight with all three lights?
Like left turn signals, four-way traffic light, and that went live this morning. And holy crap!
12-gauge shotgun will take care of that.
Yeah, I've already called the state and let them know that we're. I mean, it's completely like anywhere within a half mile of this light, you cannot even listen to AM broadcasts. Period.
You know, you just tell them that it's interrupting emergency communications, and that usually helps.
Well, I am actually a member of Ray Houston Aries.
There you go. You're all set.
Dude, I always pull that card, man. I'm like, yeah, I do emergency communications, and when all else fails and the grid goes down, and we'll be able to communicate. So, like, if anything ever happens, like, you can count on me to communicate for you and your family.
Yeah, but like people are stopping to care. Like, look at California. Like, they don't fund any of that crap anymore. They're like, yeah, we don't really need this. Like, there's a bunch of dead repeaters and all that crap. Maybe there's still some, but it's coming out of someone's pocket.
Right. Oh no, I think you're 100% right, but I still use it as an excuse.
Roger. I remember about 10 years ago, you couldn't even get a word in edgewise on the 2-meter CD. Now the repeaters are just dead. I hear somebody chunk it about once a day, and that's it.
This is an active repeater over by where I used to live, and there's people at commute times. You always hear people on there, and then there's a nightly net. It's like a traffic net, but they actually do pass traffic a lot. But it's usually silly stuff, But, regardless, they do that. So that was pretty active. I can hear a whole bunch of repeaters from up here, man. And then when I scan the bands, I always hear someone talking in the VHF CB portion.
Yeah, there's repeaters around here are relatively active. I actually have a repeater about probably 2 blocks from me. It doesn't get used much, but the guy still always has maintained it for years, and I'll use it. My old man will use it every once in a while. I think we're the only ones that ever use it. W3 GMS. No, that's not it. Never mind.
Oh, City Silly and what?
Hello, radio.
Hello?
How you guys doing? This is Paul, KD2 CQT.
KB2CQT. What's going on? I don't recognize that call, but I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, I'm new. I used to hang out years and years ago with a guy named Ron from Red Bank. I'm in Monmouth County area.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's closer over to where I used to live. I'm almost in PA now.
I'm over in New Jersey, Howell Township, Funny Hole area.
Oh, yeah. Mikey was just on here. He's from down South Jersey, kind of near there.
Heard you guys talking about noise. I'm dealing with that now like crazy. And I pull that card on the electric company, too.
That's right.
Yes, by law, they're not allowed to interfere with ham radio.
Yeah, try to fix that.
Not allowed to what?
What?
I thought you said you're not allowed to do something on ham radio.
The electric company can't interfere with ham radio.
Oh, yes. That is correct. W3 MMR. Oh, I got heartburn. Ugh. I've been on a buffalo chicken kick, man. I got buffalo chicken lunch meat. that and gourmet turkey and American cheese with Old Bay and Tapatio hot sauce. Boy, and some pepper. Oh my lord.
Well, I guess we know what you're going to be doing tonight. That's cool. Friday, you got plans for Friday night?
Nah, that's like my Saturday morning.
TMI.
Nah, man, it lasts till Saturday morning, dude. First thing tomorrow morning when I wake up at 3:30 to get on the pre-net for the military net. Yep, that's the first thing that happens.
Those are like all the guys who fire up in that net like last night. It's funny, man. I don't know. It's just weird.
What's weird? Just a whole bunch of, older guys that are running military gear. They check in and say, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm on this, and, it sounds good. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, everybody have a nice week. We'll talk to you next week.
No, I don't mean the military net is weird. I mean, it's weird that those guys, they fire up and talk on that other net, like, on top of us, basically, and then, everything is fine the next day in the morning, and then at night, it's another paddle, It's just... it's weird to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you mean now. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it is pretty cordial on here in the morning. Because I talked to a bunch of guys down south. It's not the same guys that are in that net. It's a different group. One of them gets in there maybe every once in a while, but he's real cordial with us. Like, if he's can really hear us, he'll jump in and say, hey, I'm just saying hi, but I'm gonna get out of here because I don't want to bother them guys up north. And that's Kevin, GZQ. But besides that, I don't hear many of those other guys that are on that net in the afternoon. Here in the morning time crew from 5 to 7 a.m.
Oh, Major Payne, I've been a naughty girl. I need a court-martial.
Holy macaroni, you need a...
Hold on, I gotta check something. Hello? My transmit's okay.
You sound alright. You said you had it cranked up. You sound pretty mellow.
Yeah, I think it's just like, this stupid processor, it gets used to the way I'm talking in the mic, and sometimes I talk really mellow and it evens out, and sometimes I scream a lot, so it opens up, and even when I'm talking quiet, it's like, what?
He's on crank.
What's it got, AGC? You can't turn off?
No, I have the AGC disabled, but no, it's half turned on, but it just, I don't know. This thing thinks it's so smart.
This damn processor just thinks it's so smart.
Good evening, KC2T.
To the donut hole.
Donut Hole University. What's up, W2BTK?
Oh, just kind of hanging in there. Perry. Listening to all the fine voices here and just running 32 watts.
Well, you sound good down here, Jim. Great to hear you. Good signal. W3MMR. Trying to cool my mouth down from all the spicy stuff that I just shoved in it.
Time to get drunk in this here club.
The Spices, yes. Know them well. In my younger days, of course.
Wait, the Spice Girls?
If you wanna be my lover.
What is a zigzag? What did that was some kind of code for something, I feel.
What? I really want to zig.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. Would you like me to Google it?
I don't think you're gonna find the answer on Google.
Bet me.
Time to get crunk and diss your club. I got what you really, really want.
Can you have that thing like sing the lyrics to a Little John song or something? That would be cool.
All right, you ready?
Or like a Cool Keith song.
Okay. Zig a zig ah, the line, which was sung by Mel B, means. It turns out it's short for Shiznit and Cigars. S-H-I-T and Cigars. The girls and the writers of the song gave another musician that nickname. He was working in the studio at the time as the band, and when he went to the toilet, he used to smoke a cigar. So they named him Shiznit and Cigar, which eventually got shortened down to Mel when she sang Zig a Zig Ah.
Can I have that like 30 seconds of my life back, please?
Well, I mean, I thought it was like something cool. It's pretty uneventful.
Yeah. I'm the one that brought up the Spice Girls, so.
Right, you only have yourself to blame.
Have that thing sing some like Little John lyrics, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, I want to hear like, what? Okay. I'm guessing it's an app, like a Siri app on your phone that like mimics Siri.
It seems to, and the speaker's not.
Sultanator or something, and you'd press all buttons and do different combinations of insults. But it was like little kid insults, like bonehead, dweeb, nerd.
Hey.
The wife took the truck and the dog. I'm so depressed.
Would you guys want to move down to 73? Just a suggestion.
Why, you getting some splash?
Yeah, a little bit, and I know, I don't want to disturb anybody up there either, so I figured, we'd be cordial, or I'd be cordial and offer it.
How about 3872 or 4? I don't want to go to 3873. That's played out.
W2SDR.
Hey, Pop, let's go to 3872. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds like fun, Perry. I'll see you there.
Alright, I'll see you guys there in a while. It was nice talking to you guys. We'll see you in a bit. QSY, 3 kilohertz.
AB3AL.
Now we're cooking with gas. What's going on, Pop?
Well, I got a friend of mine loaned me this Henry. It's a 5 KD, and I figured I'd just hook it up, see how it worked.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, it's got, I got some tubing here. I went to Home Depot, and I think I'm going to relocate the amp. Got my dolly parts. They're in the mail today, and I turned down a lot of the compression, though. Now, the amp, I got it about 20 feet away, but I should be able to quiet it down pretty well.
You're something else.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. I got some other projects to do here. I got to get my drill. It's hard screwing these casters into this wood here, but I'm going to catch you guys later on. 7-3 for now. W2SDR. I mean, something wrong with the keying transistor in this Anon.
Hey, you're full of them today, ain't you?
It sounds like a vacuum cleaner, though. The blower has like a throatier wind noise to it.
I think the point is getting across. Oh, that's funny. That just made me like laugh so hard. I was like, my eyes are watering.
You should just cathode modulate that 3500Z, and you'll, just run like 500-600 watts carrier and monkey swing your audio amp.
Yeah, when I get yeah, that would be a good idea. When I move, I got a whole bunch of things I want to do, but I gotta wait till I move because I'm out of room here, and I don't want to do any more power here that I'm already doing, because I know it's going to end up being a problem, and not just for me. Like the RF I was getting this morning from running like 275 watts of carrier because it was pouring rain, so I was getting really bad RF in the shack from it being wet outside and the antenna being so close. But right now it's fine at 250 watts. But yeah, this morning it was every time I would key up, like my feed would drop out, my live stream would drop out every time I would key up.
Damn, bro.
Come on down here, feller. My synchronous was trying to lock in on you. I couldn't hear what you were saying. But yeah, Billy, that was my morning. But things are back to normal now. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Alright, I turned my synchronous off now. What are you saying? Oh, the guy up on 75?
We're on 3872.
I didn't notice we moved.
I wasn't paying attention. I guess I'll move.
I think that's who it was, Jim. Seems about the same signal strength. But yeah, I brought up the suggestion so we would get out of each other's ways and spread out my elbows. 7200, 7.2 kilohertz. Where's Chris at? Plus or minus?
And 111.
Did I land safely?
Oh, you landed right on the runway. And good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Clark. You there?
I haven't migrated yet.
Come on, Clark. Well, I'm going to go back up with Clark then. I stand with Clark.
That's pretty gay.
What the hell is this crap?
I'm not moving. You guys can hold hands up there if you want.
Man, who took the Perry's Lucky Charms? Uh-oh.
Man, I want some Lucky Charms, dude. I haven't had any in a week. And I might go down to the deli before they close and go grab a box.
875, Yeah.
Clark, did you hear that call?
Yes, I texted you about that. Listen, I'm fine with moving to a different frequency, but I kind of missed out on the reasons why.
Just because the guys on 85, I didn't want to splash them. They were splashing down a little bit, so I figured we'd just be nice and move down.
Nobody.
That's reasonable.
But now, of course, their QSO I think is over, but it wasn't over 5 minutes ago.
So is there anyone on 85 now?
Not that I see, no. But everybody already moved down here, and Jim is on an older rig, and I know a couple guys are, so that's why I assumed just stay.
Well, we should go to 85 and have the benefit of social media on our side.
Yeah, I have to edit my stream again to say a different frequency.
Well, you keep jumping around. I gotta keep getting up and futzing with the damn thing.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just stay here.
I stand with Clark. I don't move until Clark moves.
Yeah, we know.
Well, see, when you ask the question, why don't we just stay here? Now we're talking about 3 different frequencies. Where is here, Perry? 72?
Yes, we all moved down to 72, and then Billy's like, I want to go follow Clark around. And now he came back up there with you, and then you two are the only ones up there now.
Well, 72 is not a great idea because you're going to run into this problem all over again when those guys on 68 fire up.
Well, that was Billy's suggestion, was 72 or 74. And 74 wasn't much of a move, so I went down and said 72, and he said, okay, cool.
I'm going to 85. I'll see you guys later.
73 if you guys want to go to 73, but 72 doesn't make any sense.
73 is no good for me. It's got to be like 3874, 3872. Just 73 is no good.
He's difficult.
It doesn't work for me.
Folks. Enjoy the QSO. I'm going to 85, and I don't care if anyone joins me or not. N1 BCG.
Jesus goddamn.
Now I don't know where the hell to go. Damn it.
I'm not going anywhere right now. I'll see what happens.
So what frequency are we on?
I don't know. Billy, it's all Billy's fault because Billy wanted to whine. I want to follow Clark.
Hey, what's up, Jim? W2E and what?
The chair, that. But today I synced my my iPhone. I made what do they call it? NPI source or
No.
source. So now I can pick up my phone and walk around and still be, show when I'm doing the antenna tuner or tuning the Viking or whatever. I can bring everybody with.
See, there you go. It's like having your entourage.
Gay.
Are you supposed to be on 72?
Perry, you're the 72. You were running that show. You abandoned ship. I mean, the captain ain't supposed to do that.
No, I wouldn't. No. You're the one that suggested 72 in the first place. Okay. And we went down there because of you. You said, let's go to 74 or 72. So I said, how about 72? All right. And we all went to 72. And then Clark was like, well, I didn't get the message. Billy's like, I stand with Clark. And that's the reason why everything got jumbled up.
Let's switch frequencies. So then I was like, all right, let's go to 72. But I didn't initiate that. I just fueled the fire and, gave everybody a pack of matches and left.
Why can't we be friends?
Right, gave everybody the pack of matches and left because he wanted to chase Clark around.
Oh my God, so Perry is now the Perry Scattini of the Costa Concordia of 75 meters.
That's right. I'm pushing people off to get on a lifeboat.
Oh no, I just fell into the lifeboat. I didn't intend to get into it.
Right, and then he got caught on video, pushing women and children out of the way.
But you know what's funny about all this?
He is something.
This is Clark's QSO now. He said, I'm going up to 85 and starting my own QSO, and anybody who wants to come. See?
I don't like the way he said that.
I'm on 85 now.
Rob, that's because your mind is in the gutter.
An Easter egg hunt here on 75 meters. See if you can find us.
I'm afraid where Billy wants to hide the Easter eggs.
Why do you always make weird homosexual comments and stuff, Rob? It's really rude.
Didn't make it. You're the one that's stating you want to go up here and hold Clark's hands.
I said I stand with Clark. I think you heard someone in the peanut gallery say that, and I'll check the recording that I have of it later to confirm if you wish.
All right, Warner Wolf, let's go back to the videotape.
You completely ignored my question. My question was, Rob, why do you always key up and make these weird homosexual out-of-context comments? I'm just interested as to maybe why.
because of some of the things you say relate to it, and I'm questioning it.
What exactly did I say in a homosexual context?
You wanted to
feel
stand
a
next
cure
to
is
Clark.
a thread coming into being.
I don't know. I'm just really interested in this.
I think we need to change topics. N1 BCG.
Yeah, anyway, I need to get coffee creamer. Who wants to go for me?
Why don't you take the reins there? How do you want this discussion to go? I would feel comfortable, like, maybe let's talk about some tech stuff. Maybe I can learn something. Maybe people listening could learn something. That would be cool.
So, if the FCC auctioned off the handbands and somebody actually spent all their life savings, broke open the piggy bank and got all their margarine jars with the coins and the dollars and the $5 bills out and actually ended up buying the HF handbands, what would you do with them?
I have a legitimate technical question.
All right, Jim, it's all you.
Well, I don't know. I guess you already asked that, though, Clark. So maybe we'll have the Donut Hole University take on it.
I just wonder if anybody has fooled around with a Special Designs product, SDP 1000L linear amplifier.
What is that?
It's a Special Designs product, SDP 1000L linear. It's good from 2.2 megs to 28 megs, I believe. It has two 4CX 250Bs in it. And it was made by Special Designs Products out of Amityville, New York, as some sort of a contract for Air Force Mars.
Nope.
That's what I was expecting. Crickets, I tell you.
Yeah, I've never, can't say I have in my inexperience.
Well, if I had a whole bunch of money, I was going to buy the HF bands. Well, I don't know. I'd get rid of all the slop buckets. Band, single side band, AM only.
Man, that's harsh. What are people gonna do when they have like tiny finals and a compromised antenna and not much get outness to their setup? They won't be able to use other modes effectively. Man. Well, no. Are you gonna allow FT8?
Yeah, they could play with the diddle, tweedle, dottle modes.
Alright, yeah, that's cool. No more single sideband. Are you allowed to run like, what is it? No single sideband, that's the only rule? Like you can do double sideband or, you know, other forms of like stuff, just no SSB?
Well, I don't know, now you're asking me a technical question. Yeah, I guess double sideband to get some form of AM. Sure, why not? And make a little portion of the band, like really tiny, kind of small, on each of the bands of the HF, and that's where all the contesters go. When there's a contest, they go into that little spot and they just create this real huge heterodyne across the bands, you know, from 10 meters to 160 meters, and you know, we could all use that for beacons and find out where the band is open just by listening to the heterodynes. That's just my 2 cents. And what the hell do I know?
Well, that would make some people happy, but I feel like the majority of people would just like cease the hobby. We'd have a lot of spectrum, but then, you know, they would just sell it to somebody else. Actually, no, they couldn't do that if you owned it. There would just be nobody using the radio except for like a few AM guys, I guess. And I don't know if that's a paradise or like not that good of a thing. Interesting to think about, though.
What do you think, Clark?
I would do pay per listen, so the ham bands would become subscription based.
Damn.
I think Clint went to Southern too.
What? All right. Well, that was Clark's question. What else?
You did something, Philly, to somebody
This should
months
be a fun
ago
ride back to Kentucky.
regarding Clark as
Don't mind
channel
if I
master.
do.
I'm not even sure what that is. Too much catching up to do on the FEF Web SDR. And one BCG.
Wait, somebody's talking to me on there?
Yep. Your name is being used all over the place.
Man, that's a shame because I probably won't see it. I've got my own chat going on. So, that's where you got to come to talk to me.
So you're now like a media mogul on Twitch?
I don't really think so. But there's a few people who pop in here and like to watch and stuff. We have a good time. I got the chat going. I don't know, I might someday when it's like slow on the air or we're not doing ham stuff and just get on and talk to the chat.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start improving mine. I'm gonna start like advertising and trying to get into it. But you not on Twitch. You got the I'll let you you've got the Twitch thing handled. I'm gonna do it on the other platforms.
Yeah. I mean, 2E and Y.
KC2 CWM.
W2BTK. Yeah, Perry. I messed around with Restream, and then I was messing around with another way to stream to Facebook, and I like gave up and just screw it. Because I upload all these live streams to YouTube anyway, so it's whatever. And then I guess once I can get myself a decent computer, I'll start making better videos and stuff. And, you know, maybe build myself a quadrature modulated exciter so I can do pictures in the waterfall.
Well, see, I use Power Director Pro for video editing. But I haven't used it since I've been live streaming because when I live stream since I live stream to YouTube, it automatically archives the videos and uploads them to my channel. So I don't have to do that. So I'm streaming to all these different places, and it's also just, you know, automatically uploading to YouTube. Now, I don't have my intro, like my intro music and the voiceover work or the sounder that I got made for the channel, like, and none of that on the video, on the live stream videos, which is kind of a bummer. But like tomorrow when on the old military radio net, I'll be at the other station, so I'll be recording that with my Nikon camera, and then I'll make a video for that because I won't be live streaming it. But yeah, that's the story on that. Power Director Pro I like, man. It was like, I forget how much it was, like $50 or something for the year. And it was what I used on my phone for a long time, and they have a ton of features in there. It's everything that I would ever need for video editing is in there. And then I use Adobe Lightroom for my photo editing.
And isn't that funny? You go back 30 years and that stuff would have cost like $250,000.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have any good video editing stuff. I just fart around with like free crap. That's why my videos aren't that good right now. But all I'm doing anyway is just taking like highlights of the live stream, and I'll make like, you know, 10-minute segments of when stuff is like interesting and funny, and pop those up on YouTube along with the full stream if somebody wants to watch the whole thing or watch just a part of it that I didn't highlight or whatever. But yeah, my computer falls on its face a lot. I'm running this old Mac Mini, and it's like 10 years old. My other computer's Windows. It's like a slow i7 CPU. It's like a Dell. it does okay, and that runs the web SDR and like all my chat overlays and all that crap. But I need to get something better before I can make like really good content, you know, because it's almost impossible. Like I come close to punching a hole in my monitor every time I try to do like video editing with this rig. W2BTK.
Well, okay, yay 1-2. I'll tell you what though, like when I'm producing a video, if I produce it in whatever 1080p at 60 FPS or anything, like when the video is producing, it puts the most drain on my computer that I have anything. When it's rendering the video, my CPU usage shoots up to 100%. And I can still run the SDR while I'm doing it, but sometimes like the waterfall will get a little jumpy and the FPS will drop considerably. It'll drop like 40 frames per second on my pan adapter, because up in the left hand corner, if you ever look at my videos or my live stream, in the left hand corner of my pan adapter you'll see like a little green numbers that'll say 120, 119, because I have the frames per second set at 120. And you can watch that, like it'll drop down real low, like to 80 or 70, but yeah, rendering the videos is really what really chews up the usage, the CPU usage.
Hello, N2MIN.
Oh yeah, and Artie, good morning, afternoon. I heard Rich in there, CWM. You still in there, Rich?
Well, just to finish up the conversation that we were having, Perry, I can't do that with this machine. I'm streaming right now like 20 frames per second, and it's chugging along, hitting, maybe 30 sometimes. And if I'm on a real good connection or late at night or not doing anything with my computer, it can shoot up to almost 40, but that's the max I've ever seen. Anyway, go ahead, all the breaking stations, get in there, get in on the log. This is W2BTK.
Yeah, is Rich, you still in there?
Yeah, where am I going to go? Jeez, it was only 2 minutes.
No, I'm just making sure that you didn't think you weren't being heard or something. All right, just acknowledging. Good evening. Been a while, and good evening to Arthur. W3MMI.
Yeah, 2 Long Islanders.
Right.
Hey, Perry, did you say you do video at 120 frames per second?
No, that's what my pan adapter and my SDR, my waterfall is. It's 120 frames per second.
Oh.
No, I render my videos at 60.
Why? Feature films are at 30.
Well, because of the pan adapter looks much better at 60 as opposed to 30. Like, and when you're watching on YouTube, I can upload in 2K and 4K as well if I wanted to. I can render these things in 2K because I'm recording it on a 2K monitor. If I really wanted to, but I don't. And I've uploaded some videos on YouTube in 2K. But yeah, there's definitely a difference when you upload in 1080p at 60 and as opposed to 30 for what I'm doing with this.
All right, well, most people are using their eyes to watch these things, and the human eye isn't really able to discern anything more than about 30 frames per second. So I don't kind of get that.
Well, I can discern the difference between 60 frames per second and 120 when I put it, when I change it on my pan adapter.
Clark, the reason why people stream at those rates on here is mostly for gaming. A lot of the gaming crap needs really good renders, and then there's really, really fast-paced, paced motion sequences. You're running around, stuff's happening, and they don't want it to blur out, so they get that super high frame rate, and it just stays clean for like games and stuff. Watching a pan adapter, I don't know, 24.59 frames per second that I'm running right now is doing the job. I don't have anything on my screen that I'm encoding that's even needs high resolution,
Yeah, well, you can see the difference between the low frame rate on yours and the high frame rate on mine, I mean, it's pretty night and day. Not saying yours looks bad. That's not what I mean by any stretch. So don't think that.
Yeah, no, but my point is like, yeah, you can totally see the difference. Yours is like super HD, but it's really not that necessary, and I would have to kill my freaking computer to do that.
Right, and I get you. It's not necessary, no. But since I can do it, and I like to watch things like this, you know what I mean? I'd rather, and I'm super anal about crap, so, you know, it's like if I can do it, I'm gonna do it. And like right now, as I'm keyed up and I'm streaming and I have a web browser open and a whole bunch of other stuff, my CPU usage is at 27% as we speak, 26.
You know, in the 1960s, just to put things in like comparison here, in the 1960s when they were doing experiments with subliminal messaging or subliminal marketing, they took one frame out of a 30 frame per second film and put in the subliminal messaging slides. And that was considered well beyond conscious thought. That was like, and it was only picked up by a fraction of those who were able to perceive it in their subconscious. And that's at 30 frames per second. So this is why I'm saying, really, more than that, at 1/30th of that, you're into the subconscious. So I don't know what you're getting out of going beyond 30 frames per second.
The big difference is you're comparing an analog projected image versus a digital one, Clark. KD2 AFV, good evening.
Clark, if I was to put my pan adapter at 120 frames per second and it's 60 frames per second, or set it at 30 frames per second and then it's 60, like, dude, the difference is literally night and day. I mean, it's all jumpy compared to super smooth. I mean, and if you can't, like, any human being could discern that. So I don't really get your argument.
Nope, there's where the problem is your eye. The only thing I can tell you for sure is you know that 30 frames per second in film is literally 30 frames per second. I mean, that's just been for decades. So if you're saying that 30 frames per second craps the bed in digital, you have a digital problem, because 30 frames is 30 frames. 30 images per second is like at the far reaches limit to what the human eye and brain can comprehend. So, you know, if you say, oh, well, 60 is like a night and day, you have a digital issue. And one BCG.
I don't, Clark, because then everybody has a digital issue, because it's not just me. Like, Toby has the same setup over there, and I guarantee he'll tell you the same thing. And I guarantee you every person will tell you the same thing with this. Like, I see what you mean. Like, I can see the difference in a 1080p 30 frames per second, like, video that somebody shoots and one that's set at 60 frames per second. It looks smoother. I mean, I don't know why I can tell the difference. Maybe, I don't know, I'm superhuman, but, I mean, this is the first that I've ever heard this.
Can I explain this to you guys?
This should be interesting.
Fair.
I, being a former expert in this field, not in this current incarnation, movies are shot at 30, but each frame is shown twice. You do the math.
That would bring it down to 15 frames per second.
No, that brings it up to 60.
No, if you're repeating frames, that's 15.
No, that's double the frames.
Double the frames, you're just going faster, Clark. It's an effective 60.
Okay, so yeah, but that still doesn't explain the single frame out of 30 for the subliminal messaging.
They showed it twice, and they might have shown it only, they showed it twice. It's double frame. And the point is that you can see 50 cycle per second lighting in Europe when the voltage gets a little low, because it's a 50 cycle. That's why they went with 60 cycle here and not 30. I rest my case. WB2GCR. See y'all later.
Hi, Bears. Bye, Bear.
Run.
Hey, Bear. Bye, Bear. Thanks.
Hi, bye.
Knowledge.
Bear, I like your style. W2BTK.
Learn from the master.
Hi-bye, what?
Now, Clark, I don't know what the far reaches of the human frames per second threshold is for a human. You know, like, I don't know. I'm just going off of what, like, I can see when I have it set on, like, on different computers in the past, and you know what I mean? Like, when it says, I'm just going off of what it's telling me. If it's, 50 frames per second and I turn it up to 80 and it looks better and it looks smoother, then I don't know, is it really 50 frames per second? Turning it up to 70, I don't know. I don't have like a calibrated FPS gauge.
That may be the issue. I'm not a film expert. Maybe Bear is. All I'm saying is that the percentage of time that's dedicated to something which you can acknowledge, you can recognize, versus that which you can't, is very well documented, and you're going to get to a point where you're not going to see it. And so this business about like 60 frames per second, 120, come on now. Who on this frequency is going to say 120 frames per second is worth it?
Now,
I'll say that, Clark.
I will too. Just when I turn on my pan adapter, because that's what it's telling me it is at. But if you go online, Clark, and you watch like a 4K video review, a 4K 60 seconds, okay, and a nice 4K monitor like I have here, and you're watching, where they're comparing video cards, and in one game it's running at 33 frames per second, the next one is running up to 90 frames per second. You can clearly see the difference in the two. You know what I mean? But is the one that you can see the differences, are you really seeing that 90 frames per second, or what is your mind actually seeing? You're seeing up to the threshold at whatever your mind can see. You're not, it doesn't mean you're necessarily seeing 90 frames per second.
There's something going on here, because I hear you guys, you're making an argument out of experience, but there's something that's not right. There's something that's not adding up here.
We need some kind of biology scientist or something to come explain like how the eye works, I think.
Because for the LCDs to switch from one frame to the next, it has to move quick, and that's the problem. That's why these high refresh monitors work so well for displaying, if you have a panel that can do 144 hertz and you're running a video at 90 frames per second, it's going to be able to switch on and off and change much, much, much quicker. So, as far as an electronic measurement would go, it would still show 90 frames per second, but, it's kind of is and kind of isn't, because we're talking about two different things. If you show an image like a movie theater, that's an image projected onto a screen. Especially like an older movie, real film. It's an actual light source and getting displayed on a screen there, versus LCD pixel blasting you in the face. It's a kind of a whole different world. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it was explained to me. KD2, AFV.
All right, so here's the thing, though, and that is the human eye's got this imprint thing. It's like like phosphorus, where if you can see an experiment. Like if you look at on a bright day outside, if you look at a window which has got divisions in it between the panes, and then you close your eyes right away, you'll see a negative image of that window. Or you could even do that in a room. If you look at a light and you close your eyes, you'll see for a few seconds you'll see a negative image of what you were looking at. It'll be very, opaque. It won't be well defined, but that's it. So your ocular nerves cannot process that data at that speed. This is why I'm saying you get up to 60 frames per second. It's like you just biologically that kind of information can't be processed. So that's why I'm not seeing how this is making such a big difference.
Well, Toby, you bring up a good point about W3MMR for ID, about the refresh rates on the monitor. Say if you have a refresh rate of 60 hertz, okay, you're never, even if you're watching something that's 120 frames per second, it's never going to be faster than 60 frames because the screen can't refresh it that fast. But like with my monitor, it's 144 hertz refresh rate, so basically the max is 144 frames per second. Okay. But Clark, I agree with what you're saying, because we may be able to see that difference, but just because it's saying it's 100 frames per second on there, it doesn't mean that's what we're seeing. Whatever our max FPS is, we're seeing the difference between the two. I don't know. This is way out of my pay grade.
I'm old. I can't see crap. KB8SMU.
I'm confused.
Hey, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Jello.
Good evening, Shane.
I think part of this is real and part of this is marketing.
All I say is, if you got a monitor and you like the way it looks, keep running it.
The human eye can psychologically detect up to 1,000 frames per second. The average human tasked with detecting what frame rate she is looking at can accurately guess up to 150 FPS. That is, they can see the difference between, in all frame rates, up to 150 frames per second.
Kind of reminds me of audio too, because everybody. Well, vinyl records sound better. Why is that? On a vinyl record, your frequency response is out to like 40K. On a CD, it's 16-bit, 44.1 kilohertz sample rate. The Nyquist limit tells us that we can only reproduce frequencies up to 22.05. Now, that's why the CD doesn't sound as good. Now, what sense does that make? And we all probably agree the record sounds better, but you can't hear. I mean, if you're over the age of 30, you can't hear anything above 16.5, 17K. I don't care. You know what I mean? So there's that too. I don't know, all audiophile stuff. You can't hear it, but it sounds better. I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Who knows? There's tons of voodoo in the world. W2BTK.
I mean, Clark, it was just it's on Quora.com, and then there's 8 or 10 other ones. The U.S. Air Force, in testing their pilots for visual response time, used a simple test to see if the pilots could distinguish small changes in light. In their experiment, a picture of an aircraft was flashed on a screen in a dark room at 1/220th of a second. Pilots were consistently able to see the after image as well as identify the aircraft. This simple and specific situation not only proves the ability to perceive one image within 1/220th of a second, but the ability to interpret higher frames per second.
1/200th of a second.
1/220th of a second. Yep.
Christ, that must really be going blind.
Because basically they flash it that fast, and they can see the negative of it, like you were talking about when you close your eyes, and they could identify the aircraft just by that. That's crazy.
No, but here's the problem with it. Now, I'm not arguing that you're not reading what you're reading, but think about that. The amount of time that image is on there, how much energy is there to actually stimulate the optical nerves? It's microscopic amounts of energy. So it's not like what I'm saying, whereas you stare at a bright light and then close your eyes, you've got plenty of imprint when you do that. But if something is 1/200th of a second, how much energy is that?
Not much. That's an extremely low amount of light energy. Wow, that's probably almost not even measurable.
Well, I mean, this is actually very interesting. I mean, I'm stunned by that kind of a statement online. I mean, you know, assuming all that stuff really happened, you have to be pretty impressed that you know, back in the 60s they did this, and 1 frame out of 30 was considered subliminal, and now you're saying 1 frame out of 200, and these guys are actually able to identify the aircraft. I don't know what the hell's happened with people's eyes in 40 years.
Here's another one.
At 1 frame.
Here's another one, Clark. Do you as you mentioned movies, 24 frames per second is about the speed that you stop being able to see jerkiness, which is why movies use that frame rate. But this requires motion blur to be fully effective, otherwise you see the frame changes. 50 FPS is the flicker fusion rate, the frame rate at which the flashing of interrupted frames disappears and the image looks solid and continuous. This is why 50 Hz monitors look pretty good. In the case of movies shown in movie theaters, if they are actually showed at 24 FPS, you would see the flicker pretty badly. Movie projectors, however, have a light interpreter that adds an extra flicker to each frame. This frame is shown once, then black, then the same frame again, and then black again while the frame advances. This takes 24 FPS film and shows it as 48 image flashes, which is what Bear was talking about, which is why you don't see the light flicker in a movie theater. 70 FPS starts to get to the point where you really could not see any frame change or flicker at all, even out of the corner of your eye. The periphery is more flicker sensitive than the center of the eye. The retina, however, is analog. The brain does not process vision as frames, so it is possible that even higher frame rates could change visual perception in certain circumstances, and I'm going to shut up on that note. W3MMR.
And who says we just talk about dipoles here?
I mean, that's interesting as hell, man. Like, the human body is an amazing thing.
Yeah, especially mine.
I knew that wasn't far behind.
Well, yeah, alright, so video. It's all possible once you got a nice BTK. Well, yeah, alright, so video.
Just think, bits and pieces of your body could end up in a petri dish in a high school.
That's true. Man, you know the best experiment we did? I remember this in, what was that, 9th grade biology. We went around the school with cotton swabs, and they were like, go take samples. We're going to grow cultures. Like, you know, it's like, okay. So we went, like, water fountains, handles on stuff, and, like, I swabbed mine, and it grew, like, I don't know, like, a bunch of really nasty crafts, like streptococcus and all these, like, ailments, and they were all living in this petri dish that I had, you know, I grew them from just swabbing stuff all over high school. That was an eye-opener. I was like, wow, that's nasty.
I told my wife on donate my body to science fiction.
There you go. The creature from Ohio.
You ever grow any cultures, Clark?
Take out my dog to look. Yes, Culture Club.
I cleaned a whole bunch of refrigerator stuff. Got to clean it out.
I've never
delete the internet.
I've never done anything like that. I wasn't like in cool classes. Well, I had, like, took biology, I think, in 10th grade, and then my junior year, it was just like earth science because I was just worried about going to Votex, so I was taking all the minimums, and then I didn't take science my senior year.
So it's sort of like finding that bearded bagel that's underneath your bed.
A bearded bagel. You know, if you go get like an Egg McMuffin from McDonald's and just leave it in the thing, in the wrapper for like a year, it'll go back, it'll look exactly the same, but it'll be just hard. There won't be anything growing on it.
Yeah, everybody look under your car seats. You'll see.
It's nasty, though. Go swab your stuff and grow some cultures and see what you get.
Proper fries.
There is a Dunkin' Donuts jelly donut in its bag in the trunk of my 98 Ford. It has been there since 2004, around the time I got the car. It's remarkably preserved.
It didn't shrink at all?
Well, it's a little tattered, but, it's it's all still there.
But how does it taste? That's the real question.
That stuff they make those donuts with, I mean, what the hell do they use? It's not going bad.
I don't eat that stuff anymore.
Yeast and formaldehyde.
Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, W2JBL. Just casually monitoring.
Oh, okay, yeah, breaker.
Good evening.
Oh yeah, hi Toby. I think I said hi to you. I forgot I wasn't on my main profile. I was on my battle conditions profile. Now I'm back.
Yes, you were. You were right there.
I was where, Clark?
You were very much right there.
So where was I? Was I up front and center?
You had your face placed firmly against the glass of the frequency.
Oh, was that gnarly?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was my battle conditions, 5 o'clock in the morning profile. I wish somebody would have said something, like, yo, why you sound like you're screaming at me?
Sometimes you have to let people walk around with their fly open and let them learn.
No, I'm not saying I didn't deserve it.
You're supposed to say XYZ when that happens.
Examine yo Zappa.
The barn door is open.
Feel the breeze?
Yeah, I always would feel a breeze though, man. Like in the wintertime, you feel that breeze, you're like, whoa.
Clark, Ants thinks that you and Chris should get your own legit radio show because you have great big voices.
Oh yeah, Ants I think subscribed to my Twitch channel today.
Well, Clark had a legit radio show. I had a pirate radio show.
Yeah, I had a pirate one too. Well, that was a piss weaker as well.
Wow. I would like to see that too.
Chris called in on my pirate station. I actually have the cassette.
I don't remember that. Maybe the other way around.
I sent it to you. I could go into my email right now and resend it. It was a recording of you calling in.
Jesus, I don't remember that, but that's 1978. I don't remember a lot from then.
Hey, Clark, can I...
Let me look through my email.
Would you want to, put those up anywhere for people to listen to them?
Oh, that's right, an N1BCG, as much as I hate just keying up to say that.
KC2DHU. For the same reason.
W2JBL. Well, Clark, what was the name of your station or its call sign?
I forget. Hold on, I'm looking for the air check now. And I sent it to you recently. It had to have been within the past year or so.
Don't remember.
Somewhere I think I have some cassette tapes of some BS from the FM pirate station. I have to dig them up. They probably sound like crap, but I think I saved them someplace.
That's all cool stuff. Clark, you sent me an air check of me. I remember that.
That's where that came from.
Well, that's an air check of my station.
No. Yeah, you called in on Pirate Line. I'll find it. You know, maybe I didn't send it to you. If I sent you an air check of you and it was just the show, then there's a different one. So, my apologies. I'll find that because I know that happened because I remember asking you about your station.
Clark, can we put those up somewhere so people can listen to them?
No.
We don't know if the statute of limitations ever expires on pirate radio.
What were you running as a transmitter back in the day, Clark?
Classy.
Okay, you were way ahead of the game then.
I had a Johnson Ranger driving a pair of Amperex 5868s with 3,500 volts on them and a full-size dipole.
Set of 46146s.
We doubled. I was running like a 500-watt carrier to a full-size dipole over a salt marsh.
91.7 FM, right between two channels.
Well, that's cool. Drive up Route 59 through certain areas between Hillburn and Nyack. And notice on certain old ramshackle houses that appear to have multiple businesses in them that no real zoning. Look on the roofs and observe all the low-power FM Ramsey and other antennas.
Oh, Comet #1 for pirates.
Sharon from NYC is live.
This was a Halo. I still got the thing. It's a stainless steel kind of thing. Should take a picture of it one day and put it up someplace. For some reason I kept it. But I remember seeing all those things along 59, Chris. And, you know, a lot of that, I thought that was Preston stuff. I know he had stuff plastered all over the place.
No, that's not Preston. That's all pirate broadcasters of various denominations and various organizations. That, you know, I did a lot of work in that 59 corridor doing the school buses and their base stations. And sometimes to kill time, if there wasn't a lot of work, I'd take 59 between the locations instead of the thruway. And that's why I started to notice all those antennas I tune around. They're all pirates.
Oi, oi!
I have to go take a ride up there, especially now that there's no traffic on 59. And stare at rooftops and give you a full report of what I still see out there. I remember the old Amoco place on the top of the hill there, and I guess that's west of Spring Valley, so I guess like, I don't think it's Wesley Hill, but it's right up on top of the hill. They had a tower out there. I know some FM stuff going up there. Yeah, probably the Tactic had stuff back in the day.
Yeah, not sure about that, but like Spring Valley, as you're headed east on 59, you know, you go past Walmart and through all that stuff, and then you get down into Spring Valley. You go down the hill and you go up the hill on the left as you're headed east by the Holocaust Museum. A couple of buildings there on the left, another one on the right. You get up to the top of the hill. There's another one on the left, and I think one last one right at the intersection of 59 and Main Street there at the light. There was like 4 of them within a mile.
I'll have to take a look. You know, see, I got to cut the grass tomorrow because it's not supposed to rain, but it's supposed to rain again Sunday, so I may take a ride down 59. Now with no traffic on the road, you can actually drive along 59. It's amazing.
Yeah, driving is great, but see that, folks? Pirate radio is everywhere.
Yeah, but not on this frequency right now.
It's not amongst us giving call signs.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention. I don't know when the last time I did that was. Better safe than sorry, right, Clark? W2BTK.
W3 MMR.
91.5 and 1 BCG.
W2JBL for marketing.
KC2. Ditto.
W2E1.
Welcome to your source.
Clark, what did you make for dinner anyway?
Everyone's
Beef
sounding
and
great.
Vegetables and stuff?
Beef and broccoli.
Oh, beef and
That's better.
broccoli.
Everyone's sounding
Yeah, that
great.
has a double meaning, you know.
Big signals down this way.
Sure, just
Lightning.
like
is
tiny
getting
bubbles.
loud. Static crashes.
Yeah,
have
well,
been in
that
there all
definitely
evening,
has a
but
double meaning.
I know there was rain moving across Pennsylvania.
Not
across
really.
Pennsylvania. I don't know where it's at. I probably should be here now.
W2E1.
I think.
All right, man. Hey, we were just talking about your Tweety Bird
guys. We're gonna get out of here, get some
microphone that
food,
you were using yesterday.
Get some drink.
Somebody was saying they had one,
and
they were sad that they missed
listen out
out
for
on
a
it.
while. Chris, Bruce, 7-3 guys, take
I'm still on it today. I didn't get to do any kind of
various means of altering the fingerprint of the signal on the key up and key down to avoid detection.
So that was kind of my priority today, was to get that all.
for a really big cut, you know, the mud frequencies and such. But I bumped it up.
W2ENY. And Jim, I was drove out your house today.
Instead of having that 6 dB a
Tompkins
cut.
come out.
Usually have about 6 dB a cut at 50 hertz.
All right, we'll catch you later, man.
If this is now, it's flat at 50 instead of having that 6 dB a cut. Well, no, it's
Well
usually
then,
4 dB a cut. I just made it flat instead. I never.
So we
boosted
talked about
it,
pirate
but,
radio. What's next?
I'll usually, cut around 50. I put a really big cut, the mud frequencies and such, but I bumped it up back to 0 dB. And I like it. I just was letting it ride and seeing what folks said, if they said anything.
Oh, I like it. I might not like it if
We
I
could
was
talk about
mobile and I
810
wasn't
rigs
hearing you
and
well, but
people who
the
start
current
building
conditions
them and
is
then,
nice.
like,
it's got some more
finish.
testosterone.
Well, that's
Differentiate yourself
exactly
too
how
thin.
I
You're
did it. I had
focused
the
on radio. You're focused on TV,
battle conditions,
chat. It's just
and
too
morning
much stuff
operating.
going on.
I'm on here at 4 o'clock in the morning and talking to guys down south.
You might be right.
For 30 to 40 over conditions.
An awful lot of
at,
people
7,
never
8
get
o'clock
that
at night.
far.
This is more
I had the
of
thing
a
making 350
more of a
watts
profile
of
for
power
that.
on
Well, thanks for the
75
compliments, man.
With a 40-meter tank
You always
coil.
sound great here. I always love it.
It's
I always
all
love listening
still
to
a big
listening
mismatch,
to you.
but it was doing stuff.
One of my favorites.
Blown it up a couple
We'll see ya.
times,
W3
fixed
on.
it. So I'm getting there. I'm going to start
7-3, thanks for the
bulldozing
good
stuff
report.
soon, though. The
Appreciate
input,
it.
I've got better stuff.
We're still working it out. But we made a lot of
And
progress.
I don't know. I just haven't been doing a lot with it.
Tremendous amount of hours on
I've
the
been doing
radio
this,
lately,
and then like during the day, doing
I'm gonna
everything
back
else.
off
And,
for a little while
you know,
tonight.
I haven't been working on
It's been good.
much the past week or two.
Illustrious group.
Well,
in
my
here. I
point
think the
was you
group
brought
split
it
up.
to
There's a lot of
fruition.
people
You
up to
actually ended up
85.
making RF.
So I'm going
There's
to go
an
up there and
awful lot
listen for
of
a few minutes, but I got to
people
go take care of
that take on
email
a project
and,
like that
make
never
a
get
couple of
near
phone
it.
calls.
They
So we'll
give
catch
up.
y'all later. W2JBL.
Yeah, I didn't give up on it. I'm just, you know what's hard, man? Like, it's not a lot of guys make push-pull decks like that, and I haven't seen a lot of them. I don't know. I didn't give up on it. I'm just, I just need to what's
see
hard,
more
man? Like,
RF
it's
decks.
not a lot of guys make push-pull decks like that, and I haven't seen a lot of them.
I get to a point and I'm all like,
well, what the hell do I do? And I don't have any frame of
thanks.
reference, and like, it's just, I don't know.
This is
I'm really
a little bit different.
At a disadvantage, I guess, because I've never seen any of this crap. I grew up playing with CBs, man.
Well, that's all right. We all come from somewhere. The majority of people I hear in ham radio today came from CB. There's nothing wrong with that. Push-pull. When push-pull and high efficiency, like 90%, Class E guys won't tell you that, but yeah, 90% efficiency in push-pull triode PAs were the rage in the 1930s. Do you belong to the ARRL?
Yeah, and that's where the schematic is from, around the 30s that I started with.
Well, if you go into the QST archives and start pulling up, look for keywords, push-pull or high efficiency. I'm going to say about the time IMAX started to produce tubes, like 1936, 37 on, when they really got their stuff together. Start looking in old issues of QST, and you'll find plenty of pictures of the layout. It's all about symmetry and lead lengths and stuff, but that's where the good information is hiding.
Yep. I thumbed through some of that. I found the RCA, it was like ham tips from RCA from like the 30s, and that had a bunch of stuff like that. I downloaded it all, been looking at it, but, most of the pictures I find on those types of things are black and white, scanned, not very high resolution, and you just can't tell that much from them. It's not like being in front of something.
Oh, that's too bad. I have looked at stuff on, that resource, the QRZ archive, QST archive. I don't recall running into that bad scans and stuff, but
I have a lot of the original magazines. Another thing everybody should have one anyway is an ARRL handbook from the 30s or 40s. After World War II, they started deleting a lot of important stuff.
Yeah, well, Dave was telling me the war and this and that, like they didn't release a lot of the real high tech or modern stuff, and after that, yeah, you get like books and stuff with all that crap, but like before and after that time period was where all the good stuff was, I guess.
That's where the good information is hiding, is back in that period, to the mid-30s to early 40s. There was a lot more data in the handbook. But anyway, just a thought, good place to find stuff like that. Because the layout, the symmetry and everything, it does make a difference.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I was struggling with at first, and I realized that right away. But I've got good symmetry, a good layout. The tubes are right in the middle of the deck. Straight capacitance seems to be a minimum. It doesn't really oscillate. It did a little bit, but I think that's because, nothing's neutralized properly and this and that. But, yeah, layout, and then, like lead length, symmetry, all that stuff. And I haven't put it on 10 meters yet, but I feel like even if I get it smoking down here on 160, 75, 40 and stuff, I could go up to 10 and fall on my face.
No, it should be good all the way up. I wouldn't be too concerned with it. How are you're changing bands? You have plug-in coils?
Yep, HDVL on the output.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you've got the right stuff. In fact, there's even tables you'll find to tell you what value, tune cap to use and so on and so forth with those coils. All right, cool. So you've done your homework, man. Sounds good.
Yeah, I have the capacitance per meter per wavelength, and they give that to you in the schematic. So I based the size of the caps on that. And yeah, it's gone, but right now it's sitting over there, and I haven't looked at it in 2 weeks, and that happens a lot. Like I'll go hard on it for a couple days, and then it'll sit there for a couple weeks. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm like that with with smaller projects. I'll start something, and it'll tend to lay around for a while until I get done. If I start anything big, I usually just go all the way through it. But what the hell? We all work differently. And speaking of working, I got to work my way out to the kitchen and get a beer. It's W2JBL.
There is a New York repeater rebroadcasting Best of 7200 right now.
What repeater?
446925. Not the first time this has happened.
Is that Weka?
I don't know. I need to go to New York Repeaters and find out who it is, but it's like, it's unbelievable what's coming out of that speaker.
Weka's 440 went to DMR.
Oh, no, Rob, you should get it great. Yeah, 446925. Make your hair curl. And I'm in a valley here. I'm in like the no RF zone, and it's coming bombing in. So this has got to be a significant repeater.
Manhattan? What the hell is this? KF2GV repeater? Maybe?
There's something that sounds familiar about that. I don't know. Like I said, 446925.
I can't do UHF in here unless I go drag the Yaesu radio out of my Crown Vic that I haven't been driving. But I'm all mode on VHF.
Or maybe it's CB. No, I think it's sideband. Sideband 7200.
What's the frequency again?
That number again is 446925. That's 446925. Operators are standing by.
Did a quick Google of it. Manhattan and coverage is New York, Connecticut, Long Island, New Jersey, and it is user private.
Well, hide the kids. Yeah, this is definitely adult-level programming right now.
Oh, that poor guy with the repeater, man. Does he know, like, what's going on?
I would not want to be the control operator for that repeater.
Man, and it's people just, like, hacking his DTMF and doing this?
I have no idea what it is. We were talking about stuff and the scanner just stopped on it, and then all this was going on.
Definitely another one of Lance's coordinations, coordinated by MetroCorps. Where the hell does the show stand? Somewhere around Broadway, Lafayette Street, and West 3rd Street, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I thought it was KQ2H used to do a lot of that stuff.
There's a really splashy repeater in Manhattan. It's like the WABC repeater. I think it's like 147270 or something. And when I'm talking on the 2LI repeater, 147255, which is like in New Jersey, at least 50, 60 miles away, that thing splashes and bleeds over like real bad. It's amazing.
Now, something's wrong there. It's 15 kilohertz between FM channels. There's no way the band plan could ever work. The mode, 5 kilohertz deviation FM, is 13 kilohertz wide. You need a 13K filter. So you can't have another signal 5kc away. It's twice as bad as 5kc apart on AM.
Chris, you remember that club there out of Manhattan, the KQ2H guys?
I don't know those guys. That repeater on 2 meters is a hell of a signal. I just programmed all my radios for it. It's the strongest thing I get here.
Yeah, well, they were big 440. Those guys were into big-time Motorola guys.
I know it's a big linked system. It's on 10, 6, 2, and 440, and they're all linked all over the state.
Yeah, they go all the way up to Woodsboro on 10 meters, 6 meters, and all Ellensville, all the way up there.
Well, I think the transmitter for the 10 meter was in Woodsboro thereabouts, and the receiver for the 10 meter, I think was in Monroe.
Yeah, that's about right. That's got a big signal down here. I had a big signal into Westchester. Rick, W2RIK, fellow AMer and former co-worker, used to operate 10 meters FM with that from his mobile quite a bit.
Yeah, they originally started off at 449.225.
Oh, by the way, those of you that may need to use the Pearl repeater in Putnam County on, what the hell is the mountain up there? Mount Ninum. They finally put their transmit antenna back up and you can hear the thing again. So now for the first time since I'm here, I actually have a good local repeater.
Oh, yeah, that thing was like a pissweaker for a while. That's pretty close to me. Hey, Chris, you fool around with a lot of boat anchorish stuff. Did you ever hear of Special Designs products? SDL 1000 linear?
No.
Okay, yeah, now the thing was made in Amityville, New York for Air Force Mars.
No, never heard of it.
No, I got one. You're putting out some power. It's one of those things to get the round to it list. It's starting to get round to it today. I got to look into it a little bit further. Yeah, it's got a pair of OCX 250Bs in it. I guess, it's a 500, 600 watt amp, but that thing weighs about 90 pounds. But, I only found one blog about it from the Bunker of Doom, and I can't find it damn thing else about this thing anywhere.
Well, I imagine that it's 4CX250.
Bunker is doing that guy.
You probably only need a couple of watts to drive it.
That guy posts on our forum, Bunker of Doom. Yo, I've got 5 modules out of some TV transmitter. I think it was like a Paragon or something. I might be talking about it in my ass, but I've got 5 UHF modules, kilowatt modules, sitting in the closet over there. So, never done anything with them, but they're there.
What was that 4CX250 amplifier?
It's a Special Designs Products.
All right, I'll be back, guys.
1000L, made in Amityville, New York. It's good from, what was it, 2.2 megahertz to 28 meg. And it was made for Air Force Mars.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Is it about 5 inches high, a rack unit, with the, let's see, meters, where are the meters? My brain is on fog. Anyway, the tubes a little bit to the rear, but midships.
So the tubes are in the back. It was about the size of an R390. And it's got to weigh about 90 pounds. It's a heavy sucker. You know, it's, I forget what the direct-fire tubes are in it. You know, the gas-filled ones, not the mercury ones like you find in the Valiant. And it's got, what's it got? An 032 and a couple of 03.
Yeah, unimportant.
03s or 083Bs, you know, for, I guess, voltage. Regulators in it, and 2 4CX250Bs in it. Big ass transformer, big ass coil in it. It looks like it's built like a brick shit house inside. And yeah, it's just odd. It's 2.2 megs to 28 megs, pretty much continuous tuning. You know, with a band switch on it, and everything's like it's overbuilt inside the damn thing.
Yeah, all right. It's WB2GCR. It's got the power supply built in, I guess. All right. Hi, Chris. Continue. I'm just wondering what that amp was.
WA1ST8.
Good evening.
Where'd Chris go?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I said hi, Chris.
Hi, Bear.
Hi, Chris. STH, I heard you. All right, that's all I wanted. Continue. Don't let me jump in too hard with that. I'm just curious about the 4CX250 amp, if it was a version of the TMC PAL series or not.
Nah, Bear, it's a Special Designs Products SDP 1000L. You can see pictures of it online. This was one guy posted up a little article about it, and that's about all I can find on it. It was made in Amityville, New York.
You want to send me an email with a picture or a link to it so I can look it up?
Anyways, it's me.
What was that, Bear?
Yeah, would you send me an email with a picture or a link or something so I can look it up?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, put your quarters back in the slots and ramp it up.
All right, here I am. Can you hear me?
Now we hear you.
You don't detect any hum on this, do you?
Yeah, 120 cycle hum, almost 10% modulated.
Really? I thought I got rid of it.
Huh.
It's a feature. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, Steve. Having hum is cool.
I think I have it too at about 5%.
You know what it is? It's a sign that you're running so much power that you're making the grid in your area go brown.
Well, in my case, I think it's because this transmitter only has like a 6 microfarad filter cap.
I'm getting phase modulation from somewhere.
How many volts, Chris?
Oh, it's living dangerously. It's like 6 microfarads at 3,000 volts, and the power supply with the Variac all the way up is 3,000 volts. I don't have the Variac all the way up.
How much real estate you got in there? You got real estate? How big is that 6 microfarad cap?
It's not that big. I mean, I could do it with big electrolytics, but that doesn't fit the whole scheme of keying the high voltage off and on.
I've got some film caps. Film. There are a lot of microfarads. I forget how many at like 900 or something. I'm not sure how many hundred. I got to double check. It's very high microfarad amount at 900 volts each. So 9 and 9 is 18, 18 and 18. So that's 4 caps will get you over your rating.
No, I have electrolytics too. The problem is the value is the condensity is too high. I got to sweep this transmitter. I haven't swept it, so I don't know what the low end response really is. And based on that, what I find with that, I'm going to JS clip lead some big oil caps in there temporarily and sweep it again and see what I'm going to need.
Yeah, no worries. If you need something like that, let me know. I have a few extra. That's all. WB2GCR. I'm going to look for onions.
No, it's an interesting idea. Use film or poly instead of oil. Oil's nice when it's not PCB oil sprayed all over your living room wall from an explosion.
Email sent there. KC2BHU.
Oh yeah, W2JBL.
W2BTK, for some reason.
Marketing. Yeah, get that call sign, get that name out there.
Yeah. I'll say it again then. W2BTK.
Yeah, you get lookups on QRZ. They got to start paying out ad sets for that stuff.
I've got my stream information right there at the top of the page, so maybe people will find it.
That's right.
And here's Boo Boo the cat. She's made an appearance in the shack. It's always, that things are going well when Boo Boo comes in here. But then again, it is about 80 degrees in here right now.
Well, being that I live on a dead-end road in the sticks, and I love cats, I've been thinking about getting a cat. I'm going to name it Stains. Come, Stains!
Aw, come. Stains, that's a nice name. You should get a cat, Chris. Cats are the best.
Oh, many years ago when I still lived at my mom's house, we had a cat, and it was a good outdoor cat, and a great hunter, and lived for 20 years, weighed 18 pounds. It was a good cat. We also lived on a dead-end road with no traffic in the woods, so, didn't have to worry about getting run over.
All right, here I am. I'm back. Tune it. This is the 101 with 528 audio dumped into it.
What were you running before?
What do you mean before? A minute ago?
When you broke in?
Yeah, I was running this radio.
Oh, okay. I just had a disconnect there. Disregard.
Oh, it's all right. I was monitoring with the service monitor in the other room, and when I went in and turned the service monitor up, I could hear the hum, but it seems pretty subdued.
You might want to back it down a little bit. You're kind of baselining.
All right, is that any better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Alrighty. No, get rid of that hum. It's aggravating.
Sorry, I missed the tail end of that, but when you hit the baseline with that thing, oh boy, you got that wide carrier here, boy.
Yeah, how is it now? Is it alright?
No, it's perfect, no problem at all.
Yeah, I'm feeding it with outboard audio, and I don't have all my instrumentation in front of me out at the workbench, so you might be able to hear the boiler running in the background.
No, I don't hear that. I don't hear that at all.
Yeah, like I said, I was monitoring with the service monitor, and I had to go turn the volume way up to hear the hum. So from what I'm seeing here, it's pretty subdued. It's not objectionable.
Oh, no, it's not objectionable. It's there. I thought you might want to know about it because you've been asking about it in previous days.
Oh, no. Absolutely. Appreciate the input.
To me, it sounds like, I guess you probably changed them, high voltage filter caps or filter caps in your amp, but I think you've got a better class of amp than something that would need to be recapped.
No, it's a HF 2500, a Commander, and it's in good shape. I don't have a problem with that. And I change all the caps. I've got an E and an F, and they both have the same hum.
Interesting. One of the low-level regulated voltages.
Could be. Need to put the scope on it. Same exact thing. And the thing is, you can swap all the boards around. I've had multiple boards in and out and checked everything, and I can't find that damn hum for nothing.
We're back. W3 MMR.
Hey, Perry. Oh, God. Steve, yeah, well, I love a challenge, I'll get something that's doing something like that, and I'm not going to say I won't sleep, but I'll get into that, and I won't quit if it takes weeks.
Speaking of amps, Chris, how's that Yazoo doing?
I know the hum is not objectionable, and a lot of people have slight acoustical hums from this and that, and the audio is good on it now, so I'd just leave it alone, but I can't.
This thing getting out.
Barely there, Steve. I mean, I had to press my headphone to my ear to really hear it.
God, I'm hearing it on an R390A, modified slightly, and a set of COS Pro 4As. I hear fine, well below 100 cycles with this setup.
Yeah, well, your low frequency response is probably a lot better than what I'm listening on here.
Yo, is this thing getting out?
Yeah, it's getting out. I'm sorry I didn't get that.
Oh, jeez, I've been trying to get in here. I thought maybe something was wrong with my transmitter.
It's broken.
Here in the Northeast, so we're too quick on the trigger.
That's true. Hello, Bob.
Okay, how you doing there, Steve? Yeah, that I think that hum, that could be kind of acoustical too. It's very slight, but I don't know. Who knows what the heck it is? Yeah, I'm sure you'll find it eventually, but yeah, I've been trying to get in here for the past 5 minutes. I for some reason I wasn't getting out.
How are you getting out now? I was saying this is the 101 with outboard audio.
Oh, okay. Oh, it sounds good. Yeah. And hey, Chris, like I say to these sidebanders when they come in and say, "Hey, you ambers are wide," say,
"This is
hey, you dudes need to practice social distancing. If you can hear me,
usually have about 6 dB a cut at 50 hertz.
Hey, is the governor flying drones over your deck to see if you're not socially distancing?
That 6 dB
yeah,
a cut.
He tried, but I shot 3 of them down with my 223.
Just made it flat instead.
Guys got big signals up here tonight. Big signals.
Big down here too. Yeah, I just have visions of that, Bob. People on their decks with shotguns taking down the drones. Yeah, 223 works good too, especially if you put a 40-round clip out there. One of them will hit it. I got that twin fire
That friggin' trigger on my AR costs $500 just for the trigger. When you pull it, it fires, and when you let go, it fires.
Yeah, well, that's some governor you got up there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't need to tell you on the air what needs to happen to him. I'm sure you already know what I'm thinking.
Hey, Bob, are you running some kind of delay or something?
Some kind there might be a slight echo in here. Why?
Yeah, he's...
No, I hear it. It sounds pretty good. I was wondering if you were doing that or if you were listening on SDR and picking up or something.
No, I got the delay on the what do you call it? The mixer. I can shut it off if it's offensive.
No, I was wondering it, like, cause it's really subtle.
Yeah, Billy, what happened to yours? You have on there, no more.
No, I'm running reverb, man. I just have it I'm not really projecting my voice into the microphone. If I do something like woo, I bet you hear it.
Yeah, then you can hear like yay. Yeah, a little teeny. You got to be very just a touch, because you don't want to sound like a friggin' CVer.
You sound good. So does Billy.
Hey, thanks.
I mean, it's something I like. Maybe other people hate it, but I like it.
It does, like, irk people sometimes. Like, it's a big topic of discussion. And I'm running it real subdued now, but a couple of those nights I was really ripping the reverb, and it was hot topic.
Done in a certain way. I'm not going to say properly, but done in a certain way and used with other forms of processing. It can actually raise your average modulation level and perceived loudness.
Well, I'm listening to you guys, and you really all sound very good tonight. No kind of shitty 4-inch speaker.
Yeah, very good. Does mine sound okay with a slight reverb on it, Chris?
Yeah, it's just the right level. It's there. It's nice. It adds some ambiance. I like that better than the people that have the gated audio, all of the gating, the audio squelch on the mic that, they drop their pencil on the desk, you can't hear it. It's just numb. I don't like numb audio.
Oh, yeah, well, they're running their gates or their downward expanders or whatever. Yeah, I don't need that here because, well, as you know, you've been here many times, this room is definitely soundproof.
Oh, God, speaking of soundproof, yeah, wow. I have a similar situation here. I have a finished basement, and it is pretty damn well soundproof, but me and a couple other guys are thinking about having a jam session here. 2 guitars and drums, or a guitar, bass, and drums. And I'm wondering, I got good neighbors. Now, I know there was some guys up in Connecticut picking on their porch that drew a crowd. They got locked up, but I'm wondering if I do the jam session here, just 3 guys, if my good neighbors are going to rat me out for, unlawful gathering. It'll be interesting to test the limits of the law.
I don't think so. All right, unless they're real assholes, probably not. Probably shouldn't have any problem. But, yeah, I'd like to get in on that, too. Bring my keyboards down there, but with this COVID crap that's going on now, it's not advisable.
Well, your old keyboard is here downstairs in the studio and hooked up.
Oh, okay. That was always a good keyboard. That had some pretty good sounds in it.
Oh, yeah. I just got this bent finger on my right hand with disability that I can't do much on the piano anymore with my right hand, so I don't play it a lot, but I have it set up down there for guests. Yeah, it's a good keyboard.
Oh, you got that, the Dupuytren syndrome? You got that on your hand?
Yeah, slowly growing worse for the last 20 years. It's my right ring finger is sticking down. If I hold my hand out straight, my fingers out straight, my right ring finger is sticking down at a 30-degree angle, and it will not go any higher.
Yeah, they were advertising something on TV. They said that, there's medications that you don't have to have surgery that'll clear that up.
Yeah, I know. Jose Feliciano had it, and I think he had surgery, and he said it was very painful. They have to remove a lot of flesh. That's what it is. It's an abnormal growth of flesh. But the medication is bad for your liver. It's not good for you. So I may just try a cortisone shot. But anyway, we're probably skeeving everybody out here. W2JBL.
That was from your younger days.
Okay. K1 KBW.
No, actually, Alf, the way that finger is bent, if I bring the other three perfectly in line with that, the hand is perfectly cupped to spank the chick's ass.
No, I was saying spanking yourself.
No.
Oh,
Rob, what is it with this, man?
You monkey
spanking? It's like every time he comes on, he makes some kind of weird comment.
Who, me?
You want to touch my monkey?
Bill, was that directed at me?
No, Rob. He's always bringing up weird stuff.
Well, he's the comedian. He does stand-up.
It's weird. It's always like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
Have you met him yet?
No.
Well, Rob is a 100% certified great American.
That's true. He hates millennials, though. Anyone under the age of 30 is a complete S-bag.
No, I was just over there, man. He's a nice dude. I enjoyed my time over there.
You want to touch my monkey?
Perry, you went to visit Rob? You went right by here and I didn't know?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that on my way back. I saw the sign for it, but I was on a time schedule, man. I had to shoot up and shoot right back. I had to be somewhere. Excuse me, early afternoon, but I thought about you.
No, I understand. I fully understand. When I go HF Mobile up to my camp in the Adirondacks, I pass several stations that want me to detour and stop by. And yeah, it's a time thing. I understand, but you know, if time permits and you're coming by coming through the 84 corridor, I'm less than 10 minutes from 84.
Well, now that I know how easy of a drive it is, I mean, it literally took me about 2 hours. It was not bad at all. Obviously, once all this stuff subsides, it'll be once traffic starts picking back up, it'll take a little longer. But yeah, I definitely plan on stopping by, and I might actually go take a ride up towards Bear, up that area. He's got some audio racks he wants to get rid of, and I might be going on a mini vacation from work in the next few weeks, so I was thinking about taking like a weekend road trip up there and stopping at a few different places.
Shoot me your email. I'll give you my contact info on the local repeater we could do talk-in on. Yep, no problem at all. I'm the other side of to get to Bear, I'm the other side of the Hudson River, but only by about 10 minutes from that exit on the thruway. Excuse me. So, yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting to meet you. So, oh God, the glass is empty. Yeah, cool. W2JBL, sorry. Having a brain fart. But yeah, I'm not that far from you. I think it's only about 35 minutes to Pennsylvania on 84 from where I am.
Yeah, it's not far, man. And, you know, I like driving early in the morning, too. So, like, 5 o'clock in the morning, get on a nice and early start, you know. But, yeah, it'll be fun. That's what I wanted to do this summer, get out and do a little road tripping up north this summer a few different times. So, anyway, I'm going to shut up and sip on my cup of coffee. W3 MMR.
Yeah, KTF was over like an hour and 45 minutes. Remember, Chris, he came up to the Mount Beacon Ham Fest?
And I might slam a beer, then I go back to bed.
I heard you're up.
39 o'clock.
Fred?
Sounds you got a pissing problem.
My entire life, I'll sleep 4 or 5 hours. I'll get up once at night, piss and go back to bed. No, there's no major problem. I've always been like that.
Yeah, well, I was having a problem. You know, I tried that, not to turn this into a old folks crap, but that super beta, that's snake oil. That shit don't work. I found something that really works. The stuff I'm taking now, I can drink 7 or 8 freaking beers between 7 and 11 o'clock and go to bed and only have to get up once at night to piss.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and this is most of my life. I will get up once in the night to piss and then go back to sleep. No change, no better, no worse, so I'm not worried. But matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now and grab a beer.
See, I'm
Hello.
Wow, urination. Hot topic on 3885 tonight.
Screw anything up, everything sounds the same, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's right, urination. Anyway, any of you guys that do have problems, and you will eventually, because most males do, the best thing is that saw palmetto, and that's not snake oil. That stuff really works. All that super beta prostrate crap, that's all snake oil. But saw palmetto, man, that stuff works. So anyway, enough of that. K1KBW. K1STH. This thing's still working.
Sounds great, Steve. And Steve, I wanted to comment. I haven't talked to you, I don't think, since you put the rack gear into it. Your external audio gear. It sounds really, really good.
Yes, it does.
Okay, Barry, thank you. I just soldered a mic connector on. Just want to make sure I didn't introduce any problems. Apparently, it's A-okay.
No, it's fine, man. And I usually have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, but I usually hold it. Like, I'm just too lazy and too tired to get out of bed. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll be all right. I can wait another 2 hours until I get up.
Yeah, but you're young, Perry. You know, when you get in your, 60s and 70s, you'll start having problems. Most guys do.
Yeah, and that's what the word on the street is. That's what my old man, told me, and so, like I said, that's the word on the street. It's pretty common.
Perry, when was the last time you actually pissed your pants?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Well, it's been a long time, but okay, when I was in the Navy, I was a heavy drinker, man. And I came home from the bar on base and went back to the barracks. And I guess I did this twice. The one time, I was sleepwalking, and I opened my rack mate, my roommate Joshua Hart, GM1 Hart, and opened his hygiene drawer, in his desk. We had our racks were up above our desks and we're underneath, the top bunk bed. And I opened his hygiene drawer and pissed in it and shut it and got back into bed. And then 4 days later, same thing, I was out fishing, and then I went to the bar on base and came back, and one of the roving watches in the barracks found me in an empty room. I guess I pissed in the corner. And then fell asleep in one of the empty beds. Then they sent me to alcohol treatment and stuff. And then I got out of the military, and me and my ex-wife had just moved into our new house, and I was yet again partying one night, and she wakes up in the middle of the night and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What? I'm going to the bathroom." I was in my son's room, which is, he wasn't even born yet. It was in his 2B room, and which was right across the hallway from our bedroom, which is right where our old bathroom used to be. So I guess I was out of it and thought I was going into our old bathroom. I literally walked in the room and made a left, I was turning to go to the toilet, and went in my son's room. So yeah, for a while there, I was a phantom pisser.
Oh God, 40-odd years ago, I'm renting a room from a friend of mine up in Ossining, New York, in this old house, and this guy, they had an alcohol problem, and he had a cocaine problem. One night I wake up, my room's right off the kitchen. One night I wake up, and it sounds like the roof is leaking. open the door out into the kitchen, and there's my roommate / landlord on God knows what concoction of drugs and alcohol, pissing into an open beer cooler.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. It's like something, a phase I went through and grew out of.
And I said, I'm not going to drop the name on the air, but I said, like, dude, what the F are you doing? And at that point, it got really weird because he was sleepwalking, apparently, and it woke him up.
That's right, man. Like, I don't remember doing this. I remember going to bed, laying down, and then somehow got up and, did what I did. And then, climbed into the nearest bed, I guess.
That sleepwalker will do that to you. I've heard a few people that have had that issue. Well, of course, it's fueled by alcohol, too, with sleepwalking. Yeah, going into a corner, just thinking they were someplace else, pissing and going back to bed, and basically they weren't even coherent at all.
Oh, I could tell you some stories when I was in the service, but not suitable for ham radio.
What about AM, Bob?
No, not at all.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I got some more, man, but yeah, I agree with you, Bob. I can't be spreading those stories on here, and especially because I'm on live streaming online right now, and that stuff is to be recorded and for the whole world to see forever.
I have a question about that. If I go YouTube live, does that, if I go live, is that more or less anonymous, or do they promote that when you go live?
No, they don't promote it. Unless you're like a big, channel, they'll recommend like things to you. If somebody's live, they'll recommend it. But it's not anonymous because you have to go live with your channel. Like, your YouTube channel, Chris, you would go live on, so they would know it's you. So people would know it's you. But no, like they're not YouTube. I don't think would advertise your channel saying, "Hey, go watch, Chris plays guitar." Or whatever.
Okay, no problem. I was just curious if it gained any higher level, if they did anything to promote it. Yeah. All right. Well, that answers that, because I'm considering doing it or doing 75 meters live. And all right, so I would have to be promoting it myself.
Right, until like you would get really big and bigger than anything that we would ever get for doing what we're doing on here, like for what I'm doing. It's such a small niche community. Billy's live stream is pretty popular. I think like as popular as this can really get for people that watch AM on 75 meters, but his has grown fairly quickly. And mine, like with my recordings, when I was just recording them and then, editing them and putting them on my channel, each video's got like 30, 40 views, the same. And I've got like 300 subscribers, and the guys who I get on with on the old military radio net or the AM carrier net on Sundays, and, and record us and stuff like that. People enjoy it, and like I'll go back and listen at work, and I know a lot of guys do. They'll just be sitting around the house and throw on the QSO that was on last night and listen to it over again.
Oh, that's interesting. W2JBLs, I think it's about that time. Well, I have like 20, 25 subscribers, something like that. My average video will get 20 or 30 views, so nothing more, but, nothing big happening on there, but I was thinking of doing stuff live and so on and so forth. But, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to get out of here in a minute. All right, thanks for the info.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. I was, I don't know. I like the live stuff. It's pretty cool, but I I don't know. I almost like doing it, like recording it and then posting it a little better. But that's just me, because I'm not real interactive with it. Like, if you go into Billy's live stream, he's super interactive in his, and he's chatting back and forth with people, and he's got, like, all this fancy stuff. Like, people can redeem, like, channel points. I don't know how they accrue the points, but, like, they can cash them in for 1,500 points. They could key on somebody. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. W3MMR.
KC2DHU. I mean, I don't do any of this stuff, but doesn't, like, YouTube's algorithm or something like that, like, change from time to time? I do hear people, like, that have, like, YouTube channels piss and moan about they change the AdSense, and whether it's by views, sometimes it's by subscribers. I mean, this just changes over the course of years. You know, some things have, some people have a ton of subscribers, and they're all bought. You know, they're subscribers that you go out and buy, for crying out loud, to increase. But you look at their view counts and stuff like that, they're really, really low and shrinking because they're really a crappy channel. You know, so I think when I understood that, you know, YouTube has changed their algorithms one way or the other, but I could be totally talking out of my rear end.
N2LJO.
Oh, hey, George. You know, it's funny. I was thinking you were going to turn up on here tonight. Yeah, Jim. My channel. My God, you gotta dig deep to find my YouTube channel. 'Cause I don't get that many views, and for whatever, maybe I'm not putting the right words in on the various, you know, tags to put on the videos, but it doesn't get a lot of respect. I'll put it that way. So. I don't know. I'm still learning, fooling around with it. Good evening, George. There's a ton of people in here. I guess I've been listening for a while. Oh, George, check Pearl. You know, the Putnam repeater. I think they did get their transmit antenna up over the weekend. They got a good signal. I can hear them and I can talk to them with a portable from inside the radio room here. And I also found the K2QH 2-meter pair is extremely strong here, and I can work that with a portable from inside the house. Needless to say, with the base, it's no problem. But when you get a chance later, see if you can key up Pearl.
Cross-banding 3885 on UHF is not permitted.
Yeah, Chris, I'm going to try Pearl now. I'll let you know.
K4QU, good evening.
Wow, it's much stronger than it's been, Chris. There's a breaking station also. Hello, Clark. Hello, Perry.
And hello 446 dot, what was it? Hello to the repeater listeners. 446 dot some odd. And they're listening right now and enjoying our QSO, and we're being rebroadcast across the repeater as we speak. So it's pretty interesting, and it's funny to listen to both sides of it. W3MMR.
Yeah, KF2GD, do you copy?
KF2GG?
Yeah, KF2GD. For Family Farmer Food Golden Turns is Cassie Diatic. And I'm the culprit. I'm the one that's listening and transmitting using this radio, cross-banding on UHF.
Huh? I gotta question the legality of that.
They want to know what frequency is. You can have to listen to us on UHF.
Yeah, but Perry's in Pennsylvania, right? How would he hear that?
Oh, no, he wouldn't hear that. He wouldn't hear that. operate this entire station via remote control using HPs, believe it or not.
Very nice. A lot of guys are operating remote these days.
Yeah, I'm actually at the station. But other than that, you know, it works great. I can go everything, 10 to 160 anywhere.
You're out in Syosset. You're out in the old headquarters of the late and great Lafayette Radio. I would, if you're a Catholic, I would make the sign of the cross every time I drove by there.
Yeah, it's now the Home Depot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I was out there once, like 45 years ago, I'm gonna say. And but I have I don't know, 4 or 5 odd pieces of Lafayette gear. I loved them very dearly.
Do you remember Mr. Leon?
That doesn't ring a bell. No, I was from Brooklyn, and we had one Lafayette store in Brooklyn that I went to, and it got picked clean and burned in the blackout in 1977.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, anyway, I remember Mr. Leon. I remember going into that place. Off to the right is where all of the ham radio and TV radios were. It was, in fact, I bought my first Drake DR4C there in 1974.
Wow, that's something else. Are you other guys, are you hearing this fella out in Long Island?
Good evening, George. You sound fantastic in Philadelphia. W3 MMR.
Yes.
Well, here, KC2D, excuse me, DHU. I didn't copy his call. I thought I heard KF2GT, but I may be wrong.
It was close. Kilo Foxtrot 2 Golf Victor. Kilo Foxtrot 2 Golf Victor.
Yeah, he's a 35 over here. K1 KBW. That'll be a 2 JBL.
100 would say, only running 100 watts.
Kilowatt 4, Quebec, uniform.
Yeah, I hear you down here in Pennsylvania. KF2 Golf Victor, KF2GV. Hey, so you're about 15 over, right outside of Philadelphia, right south of Philadelphia, Chester, Pennsylvania. Your name here is Perry. W3 MMR. Let me get you in the log real quick. KF2, and I'll call you by your first name, KF2GV. Or maybe I got the call wrong. John in New York. Good evening, John. Sounded great. W3 MMR.
Yeah, just call me Jack. Jack is John synonymous. You know, like Robert and Bob, Bill and William. I go by Jack. And I'm gonna call you guys right now on my EX600 and tell me how it sounds, if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Right now I'm talking to you directly through the Kenwood CS 690S. So hold on 1 second. Here we go. Okay, now I'm talking to you directly on my HP. Is the audio okay? Is it plausible? Is it readable? They have 2 CDs diopter, over.
It's very, you went from being, having some fidelity to being very communications, very narrow, sounding like an HT, the Kenwood, I think is what you said, is the first rig sounds pretty good. Little low audio, but I mean, I'm splitting hairs here. You're sounding good on YAM down here in Philadelphia, W3 MMR.
All right, good. It's the same radio, except one I'm using my HT through my UHF system to talk to you, and now I'm talking directly to the radio using a higher microphone, which I know has to sound a lot better.
Are you running a 100 watts carrier out of that radio?
No, 25.
Wow, so it looks like you're running it too high and not overdriving, but your audio is very low.
Yeah, he's got a great signal, but his audio's low here.
Oh, I can raise the microphone gain. That's no problem with that. Does that make any difference, or just throw the mic up?
That's much better.
Oh, okay, that was easy enough to do. That was just, then the fingers never left the wrist.
Oh, yeah. Sounds a heck of a lot better here. KC2DHU. I'm in Tompkins Cove, New York, about 3 miles south of Bear Mountain. Yeah. Syosset, yeah, just about an S9 over here. You sounded pretty good.
Yeah, we're running about 5.9 plus about 10. 5.9 plus 10. And like I said, I'm only running, I'll call it 100 watts.
Yeah, well, you're 30 over here. I'm in Connecticut, so you're doing a good job here. K1 KBW.
Okay, and my antenna, the apex is up, it's about 90 feet. And that's it. I mean, that's all she wrote. And where in Connecticut are you?
I'm in South Central Connecticut. I'm about 12 to 15 miles from Long Island Sound, and my antenna's up at 88 feet. It's just a couple of feet shorter than yours.
Yeah, well, whatever. Well, if you want to listen to it on UHF, if you go to 448-225 and you have your UHF thing, you'll hear yourself coming out.
Yeah, I have to go upstairs to do that. I got my upstairs station, which runs 2 meters and 440, but not down here. My station down here, I only run 75 and 160 meters here.
Okay. Let me see if Joe is tapping this WH2RYY. Hold on 1 second. WH2RYY, this is going through the repeater thing. Are you there, Joe?
Good evening.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Bob. K4 station trying 2 or 3 times to get in. The Kilo 4 at the Queen, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Kilowatt 4, Quebec United. K4QU down here in
Yeah, hello, Mike. I don't know if the guys up in the Northeast are hearing you, but I hear you here in Maryland. Name's Brian, Bravo Romeo, India Alpha November. From Kilowatt Bravo 3 Whiskey Fox Victoria. Hello.
Okay, Brian, very good. Wire. Maybe about 80 watts of carrier, right?
Okay, Alacraft, K3, 80 watts into a wire. It's doing pretty good here. Well, Mike, I just wanted to let you know you're being heard. It's not my frequency. The guys are carrying on. Several of them way up north there, so just wanted to let you know we heard you there from KB3WS3.
Okay, Brian. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Just wanted to make sure this is working. K4Q.
Yeah, K4QU, you're making it up in the Tompkins Cove, New York, too. You sounded pretty good up here. KC2DHU.
AM. This is W2BTK calling CQ.
W2BTK. W2BTK from Whiskey 1. Tango, Alpha Victim. Everyone, tar, alcoholic victim. Good evening.
Hey, TAV. How you doing, man? Not much. I might have heard somebody a little weaker key up just around the same time as you. Answer the CQ. So.
Man, Billy's killing it up here. What? Somebody asked me something. I think it was Perry.
No, it wasn't me. I don't think it was.
Sure, I got it. I didn't have my audio on. Hold on. Yeah, who was that lid that used to be on about 12 or 13, maybe 14 years ago? He was up in New England and he used to play music all the time. I think his name was Dave.
Doesn't ring a bell. We had an a-hole in New England near where Bob KBW lived named Craig, or Clegg as we call him. It caused all kinds of trouble on here 20 years ago. No, I think he's talking about, I can't think of his name. He wound up on another frequency, I think on 20 meters on, his name was Dave Taluski to something like that. Oh, Dave Talassi. Yes. Brent, W1IA, sold this jerk off like an Apache or a DX100 or something, and the guy was on meds. He was bipolar. Oh, he was effed up to the max. He threatened to send me anthrax in the mail, and I almost turned him into the FBI. I should have, but anyway, he wound up getting in trouble anyway, and then he dropped dead. I didn't hear he dropped dead, but he moved to Alabama, and he got in trouble down there, and the FBI took him down. Yeah, he was on, I think 20 meters or something. And, the FBI took him down, but then, I think he OD'd on something. He's dead. He was on 14313. There you go, yep. Dave Talassi. There you go, Jordan.
Yeah, that's him. I thought he got his ticket punched. Maybe I was wrong about that, but that was the name. What was his call?
You had to ask, because now I can't remember. I got a brain fart, but there were a couple occasions when Herb was still alive, and he was sparring with Herb. It was priceless.
I just remember him playing music. That's what I remember.
Oh yeah, he was that guy. He was effed up to the max. He threatened people on the air. He threatened to send me anthrax through the mail, and I came so within a skin of my teeth, which you don't have much skin on your teeth, of turning him into the FBI, and I should have, because they would have taken him down, especially at that point. But the guy, he was a fruitcake, and then he got in trouble. He threatened some other people, and then the FCC wound up going there and shutting him down, and then he got hooked up on some meds and stuff, and he wound up kicking the bucket.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? I remember it was like right around when I was really getting heavy into HF and AM when I bought this house. 15 years ago, maybe it was 14 years ago. He was just on all the time playing music.
Yep, Dave Talassi.
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name. Now, 10 trivia points to whoever comes up with the call.
If you hadn't asked, it would have been on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, me too.
Good evening, everybody. KD2AFL.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey there.
Hey, with the social quarantine and all this garbage going on, have you had your Mustang out yet?
Nah, man. I'm down at Newark Airport. We're doing a new terminal. Big job. And, I'm thinking about it. A couple more weeks, pull it out, and start it up. But no.
I've been thinking we all ought to do a cruise and just do social distancing, gather in a parking lot somewhere and, do Skype on our phones or something, just not get out of our cars. But I got the Caprices out, pounding the ground. The race I entered at Lime Rock got canceled, but I've been taking it out and using up the last of my rear tires before I replace them.
Berkeley was all contemporary. I played drum set, and I majored in music synthesis. I got the degree after a while. It took me a couple years after I left Berkeley to finish the last couple credits and send it in for the degree, but I got it. And now I'm an electrician, but anyway, doctorate. I'm far with that. I mean, I hated school. I couldn't stand it. So, I got a lot of respect for guys that stay in it that long to get the, those doctorates and stuff like that. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he. Well, that's the thing is, music has always been very eclectic. He's an honorable taste. His main interest has been jazz, contemporary jazz. But no, he's right there with.
It's on the air one night, and instead of hearing KK4IBG, I hear K4KBW. Oh, cool. Oh, man, is he pissing off them sidewinders down there and freaking down south. Oh, that's great.
I love it.
People would send him recorded music, and he'd transcribe it into like the tape music, stuff like that. So that was a good little thing. A little while too. He did a stint as an archivist for the American Composers. I want to say Academy, but it's not. But it's basically it's a depository of protected copyrighted. People want it. It's a library type of thing. But anyways, very interesting passage. Playing up getting accepted to the doctor out of Pittsburgh. The first 2 years of that he has to teach. Now he hired him on as an adjunct doctor. Once he gets his doctor, he'll probably like that continue on. He'll probably it's all good. You're very good on being an electrician. Well, yeah, that's I came through the trade, so I'm managing now. I'm very young with an interest in mechanical cars, all of that. Ultimately, I ended up doing refrigeration and HVAC, and got so cranked up with running into incompetent electricians that didn't understand control wires and everything else that made an effort to got my electrician's license, because I'm talking back in the 70s. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good career path. Anyways, I'm rambling here, so back to you. I didn't catch the name. You got to give me the name and the call again. I'll get it this time.
WA1STH.
Hey, Steve. That's two Steves. The call over here is W2BTK, and the name is Bill. But, copy?
We got it.
Hey, I'm not going to stay in here long. I just heard TAB in there, and I talked to his last band, didn't I? A couple days ago, I said we had set up AM for a while. And now I've heard your name a couple days. That's great. Sorry if you can hear the dryer in the background, but clothes got to be dry.
Yeah, pretty good.
What does Santa Claus represent? Whatever you want it to be. He's just here to hang out, have a good time. Just like the rest of us. He's dreaming of a day that we can go back outside and just, enjoy each other's company. Sit under the tree. It doesn't have to be a Christmas tree. It could be a tree out the park. It could be a playground. Sit there, hang out, enjoy each other's company. You know what?
Yeah, all right, Steve. Sorry to hear about the interference there. You get that. You'll get it licked at some point. But yeah, just to finish that up, you're right. A lot of guys don't understand control wiring, building automation, instrumentation, and that's what I want to get into. Anyway, we'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully you're able to rectify that. W2BTK.
BTK, I see you escaped all of the chatter up frequency.
Yeah, well, I was on 3885 for a few hours, and then there came a point in the QSO where I was sitting there bored out of my mind. I hadn't keyed up in 20 minutes. It was time to get out of there and do something else,
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It happens. No question at all. Can you hear the dryer in the background pretty bad here?
I hear something, but I got a real high noise floor in here.
Signal up here, 20 over, no problem. Sound of one.
Yep, it's hot in here. I'm not really running this thing very crazy, but I've been running it for a while, so the room temperature is probably up, I don't know, above 80 degrees at this point.
Yeah, you're running tubes, right?
Yep. Tube linear amplifier, plenty of heat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling. It does get warm. So tell me again, where are you located?
I'm in Jersey, but barely in Jersey, about 4 miles from the PA border on Montana Mountain.
Okay, so you're near is it Toby?
Near the what? The CW or whatever people blank doing carriers got you.
AFB. Is it Toby?
Oh, yeah. Toby lives pretty close to me. He's about 25 minutes from here.
Oh, that's not far off. I was going to drop down and count the deer in his fields, but I never got around to it.
He's got a nice setup over there, man, his farm and all that. And he's got his own little shack. It's like this just building over there. Half of it is beer brewing, half of it is ham radio, and it's a cool place to hang out.
Yeah, he was running my Flex remote when he was over in Ireland.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Worked out pretty good, really.
Yeah, I was talking about setting up remote stuff, but it would be a little harder with the boat anchors. You could do it, but, you know, I would need to set up motors and stuff to tune things, and it's just putting a lot of trust into it.
Yeah, it's not worth the effort. If you're ever going to go remote, you pick up a Flex, and you're all done, quick and easy. Someday. But the Flex has been parked for a while. I've been having a lot of fun farting around with these FT101s. Back to tubes again. Tubes and, well, they're hybrids. But there's a couple sweet tubes for finals in these.
Yeah, it's got tube finals, but that radio is mostly solid state other than that, right?
Just a tube driver and tube finals. That's it. The rest is all solid state. Easy to work on. Plenty of spare boards. Pull them out, plug them in. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I always thought I wanted one of those when I was doing like all the CB stuff and this and that, but I never picked one up, and now I'm cool with like the spiking too. I enjoy it when people run them though. I like them, but I've got one transmitter, man. It's a Viking 2. That's it. Well, 1.5, because my 810 rig works, but it's not ready.
Well, these work good as exciters. You can get good audio out of them, and they're self-contained. It's a good spare right now to have while you're working on your other stuff, or just have around in case something breaks. You should consider it. They're fun, and they get the job done.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I want one bad. A Flex or an Anon or something like that. But the other thing I'm thinking is, you know, that's all IQ-based stuff. What if I built an analog quadrature modulated exciter, you know, like a homebrew, not an SDR, but a quadrature modulated exciter. Same kind of idea, just not software controlled. I was thinking about doing something like that. It's really interesting.
Well, that's the beauty of this hobby. There's all kinds of things that you can do, and different levels of enjoyment that go with all of them. Well, we're talking about you should pick up an FT101 as a spare radio while you're working on your other stuff.
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't be such a bad thing. I have a spare. It's not mine. I'm borrowing it, but it's a TS440 with, you know, all the Dave VW stuff done to it, and it sounds good. I was on that a few minutes ago on lower sideband, but I couldn't take it, so I came back up here to do some AM.
Yeah, the 101 is got a good receiver and it'll grab an amp. I'm barefoot. And it would be a good radio to have around as a spare that talks really nice and while you fart around with the other stuff.
Yep, but I'm not working right now. I'm sitting at home on unemployment while all these construction sites are shut down here in Jersey, so I'm not buying anything. There's a lot of stuff I want, but I'm not buying it. Going from, working overtime and my normal paycheck to unemployment, we tightened things up around here a little bit.
Oh, that's understandable. Nothing you got to rush into or do right now. Just something to think about in the future.
Yep. Man, they're carrying on up there on 85. It was kind of slowing down when I left.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys there. And like you said, it's kind of hard to get a lot of upright.
Yeah, unless you're absolutely riveted to what the two people are talking about, you're just beat. You're sitting there, and I'm sitting here running big filaments and crap like that, and blowers, and it's all just going, and I'm sitting here listening, and I'm not even interested. But whatever, So, and then it'll get interesting again when you leave. But it's just ham radio, you can't win.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I just cut my power in half. Hopefully it doesn't plug the TV system here at the house. Kind of fun. I'm on Bill's site here, and I'm looking at the SDR screen. Anyways, we'll try this if the XY Alpha gets going. Go ahead, Steve. W1TAB.
W1TAB in the group. WA1STH. Okay, well, I forgot. I don't know what you're running tonight, Steve. You have to let me know when you grab it again. And I don't know. I think I was running the 101 on sideband the other day, but yesterday I stuffed processed audio into it, so it may sound a little better, but definitely different than it was. Okay, Billy, it's thrown over in your direction.
Everybody sounds good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, all right. It's kind of strange with the delay here, watching you there, Bill, on the camera. And even seeing myself here a little bit on the signal side. But, the other night when we were talking on Slot Bucket, I think I was, I might have been running the Flex. Yeah, I think I was. I was probably running the Flex, which is actually what I'm running right now. I'm running the Flex on sideband. Full pair of 3-500Zs, and I got it cranked up to about 110 watts of carrier. I was running the DYY rig, and that was running a little bit more power, but I think the width of it and something, it's just, I've had issues in the past where just a little RF into the television system here and shuts down the controller in the bedroom, so, had to go reset it anyways. But, so that's what we're running the 5400. But nothing wrong with your running here, Billy. I like it. I like the, I've actually had a whole pot full of Vikings. I think I've given them all but one away. I was on a binge there for a while. I've gotten over that. But, good Viking and the SDR. I run one of the little play SDRs from time to time also. But nice looking setup there. WA1STR. Go ahead, Steve. It's W1TAB. I'm relaxing, so I'm in a relaxation mode. Over.
Yeah, you must be drinking down there or something tonight. Well, hopefully you are. There's nothing wrong with that. No, I've been down here for a while. I had a hum on this, and it was pretty bad. It's still there now, but it's subdued. It's livable. And the way I get rid of the bad hum was I pounded on the PA cage on this, and I think what the problem is with this and the other one is a dirty TR relay. So I think it buzzes away when it gets dirty. so I'll have to fire the other one up tomorrow and pound on that one and see if that gets rid of some of the louder buzz in that one. So, anyways, all in good fun. Yeah, our radios have sounded good. It's been a good night tonight. The band conditions have been great. I told Billy I apologize. My clothes dryer is going in the background here, so it's probably making it into this and being a nuisance. But I run a noise gauge on this Symmetric 528E, and very, very fast. They call it a downward expander. I love that. Playing on a landscape that works really good. Bravo.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had fun in the stream there, Steve. I just started doing this, and it's fun for me too. A lot of good people have been popping in and out of here, chatting, conversing. It's pretty fun. And you know, for that too, like last night you could see my pain adapter, how you're being received here in New Jersey, and then sometimes I'll overlay pain adapters or web SDRs from other places on there as well, so you can see like the Jersey signal, the signal down south, and it gets really interesting when like the nets fire up and the QRM starts, because they always claim like, oh no, we couldn't hear you, but I'll pull up the SDR from like where they are, and I'll be in there, 15 over. It's like, yeah, all right, okay. It's good for documentation, and it's good for a lot of things. I mean, I don't know. It's fun. The minute it stops being fun, though, I'm going to stop doing it. W2BTK.
Yeah, W2BTK. 4 Whiskey 1 Tango Alpha Victor. Very good. I can tell I'm not putting up as much energy as Steve is. Let me just, now that I'm watching, I had my mod monitor that part of the screen. Yay. Doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, actually I got everything pretty much all I'm going to get out of it. That's Scotty would say. Oh gosh. If I wasn't having the issues with the taking out the XYL's TV, I'd probably put a Class C rig back on just to see the difference in energy on your waterfall display. And I got my 2 puppies in here. And Steve, you're absolutely correct. We're in relaxation mode. It's with all the things going wrong in the world right now. We're not working from home 2 or 3 days a week, but we're out straight. Absolutely out straight. It's just for the company, we won a couple of contracts and we won a whole area. Basically, we grew the company and it was about 3 weeks' notice by almost an increase of almost 40. Or maybe I got to do the math here. Yeah, from 7,000 units serviced to around 7,000 service we just added. So we're right around 11,000 pieces of equipment. And while we were working for it and had it before, it was for us it couldn't come at a better time because we expected some outfall from the business, the service work and stuff that we do that's going on right now. But it's been crazy. We've been trying to hire technicians, trying to buy trucks, trying to get everything ready. We got a hard start date on May 1st for almost 3,000 pieces of equipment, and then we get the next hard start for Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey May 1st. June 1st. So it's been crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I'm relaxing. A little captain earlier tonight, and now I'm sitting here with my friend Jack Hammond. Go ahead, Steve.
W1TAV and the group WA1STH. And before I forget, because you guys are looking at pan adapters, I wonder how wide this thing is. I'll give you a little. I wonder how wide it is. Anyways, Yeah, I would imagine adding that many units. Now you have to PM them all. You got to provide 24/7 coverage for them. You have to have backups in place in case of fatal failures. Yeah, that would be quite an interesting endeavor with that many units that quick. So, better you than me. Pick it up, Billy.
Yeah. No, that it sounds good. And on the Panadapter over here, it's a little hard to tell with like lightning crashes and adjacent stuff, but it appears like when you're just speaking normally, about 5 or 6 kc, and then on the S's and T's, I'm seeing them shoot out. You've got energy almost out to like 8K or so on those, somewhere in there. But then again, I don't have a very fine scale that I'm looking at. I think you're on like 3873, so it doesn't really line up. I can't give you an exact, but that's what it appears to be. Anyway.
Yeah, did you say 8K total on the or plus and minus 8?
Oh, I'm sorry. 8K of audio, so maybe 16 kc total bandwidth. That last over, I'm not looking at a scale here. It's like my eyeball reference. That might have been out closer to 20 kilohertz total bandwidth on the when you really laid into it there. So, most of the energy is 6 kc and under, and then your very sibilant stuff is it's getting out there, dude.
Well, that's good, because at least we have room for the highs. You're only as wide as your highest modulating frequency, so there you go.
He's correct about that.
You can get out a little further.
Thank you, Clark.
Anyways. Yeah, well, I'm going to listen to Steve's comments, and I got to jump out of here. This was a great QSO. It's good to be able to press the PTT button without too much competition. And that isn't meant to slam anybody either. I mean, I just, like you were saying, Billy, subjects come up that you're not interested in, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the way it is, and then you just sit here and sit here and sit here, and then you get into competitive key downs to see who can jump in between, and that gets old. But anyways, enjoy both forms, just at different times. W1TAV to take it. WA1STH hanging out for the final go around, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, okay, Steve, very good. Actually, here I'm looking at one screen. I'm looking at Billy's pan adapter, and like, wait a minute, I just had to turn my head, and I got the flex here in front of me, and yeah, your dialed out energy is right 10 kc to the side, and on the you shoot out to 16. So, yep, sounds good. I am nowhere near as strong, at least on Bill's SDI here, nowhere near as strong as you are for a signal, but again, I think you're running significantly more power. Alrighty, well, you know what, I'm going to say something here. It's very, very enjoyable to jump in and have a nice little QSO here in the AM window. It's all good. But I think I'm going to go join up with the XYL here for a little bit and call it a night. Go ahead, Bill. I'll let you put the ribbons on it on this end. This is W1TAV. Very nice to bump into you. I've heard you on before, but I really think this is the first one-on-one QSO we've been able to hit. So what do you know? W1TAV. I'm listening to your phone.
Yeah, real cool, Steve. And I heard Clark in there. Hello to Clark. Yeah, it's nice to be able to have kind of a low-key QSO out here. And it's not always possible, but, you know, that's just because there's so many people operating in this tiny little plot of spectrum here where we do AM. Anyway, yeah, really nice. And I guess I'll talk to you later and pass it over to Clark, if that was Clark out there.
I got a couple quick questions for Clark, if that is Clark.
Hey.
Couple questions for Clark, if that is Clark.
KD2FL. Billy.
Hey, Daryl.
Yeah, I found out who the other people was. They was 5 Star Electric out there. 5 Star and 164.
Hey, I thought you said it was Clark in here, Billy.
It was. Clark keyed up, then Daryl keyed up. We were having a conversation the other day about his job site. I was curious about the electrical contractor. He was getting back to me. I haven't heard of them, but, you know, I don't work out of 164 much, so anyway, yeah.
Daryl, good to hear you. Billy, a question. What frequency were you on, 75 or 73? I don't have a display here.
Let's see. I'm right around 75. I might be like a C hair low.
Okay, because I moved up to 75. N1BCG, are you there or not?
Yes'm. Good evening.
Did I get rid of most of that hum I had earlier, or is it still there?
Good evening, Clark.
Good evening.
Did you hear me?
I heard that.
I said, did I get rid of most of the hum I had earlier, or is it still there?
It might be better.
Yeah, I think I made it less, but anyways, I'm sure you'd tell me if it was obnoxious.
Steve, if you want an honest opinion, I wouldn't have said anything if you hadn't brought it up.
Okay, well, there you go. It sounds okay then.
Hello, Steve.
If I'm getting away with what I'm doing over here, I mean, you are golden.
You guys doubled for a minute.
Who won?
You did, Billy.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Daryl. How are you doing?
I'm just doing fine for a Friday.
Good to hear you. Sounding great as always.
Okay, I'm out.
Okay, I'm going to let this become the Clark and Billy show. Clark, thank you for your comments or lack thereof, and Billy, good to talk to you. You guys have fun. WA1STH.
Well, all right, Steve. Also, I think you're a little above 3875. FYI, is it reading 3875 on your rig, or it looks like you're on like 3876?
Yeah, I probably am. I'm going to scoot down. I went down about 1K then. Yeah, I normally run a digital display on this, but it's on the other 101 right now, so I didn't move it over here. I was farting around with this, and I didn't move the display over. I should be pretty much on frequency at this point. Anyways, 7.3s, again, nice chat. Good night. WA1STH.
All right, Steve.
You're still broadcasting 85.
Nice QSO out here. Enjoyable. So, who do we got? Daryl and Clark? That's a party.
Oh, yeah.
What's the transmitter du jour there, Daryl?
What, my transmitter?
Yeah, transmitter of the day.
Oh. Well, I'm on a T368. The other stuff is upstairs. But, it's in the making. I've been trying to get, Gates VCT. I don't know. I got some, something's going on. I'm waiting for some information to get back, but big old Gates will be coming here.
Oh yeah, I heard you got your eye on a BC1T, right?
Right. So we're negotiating right now. So it's in the makings.
Dude, that's cool. Yeah, you said you wanted to put it on 40, but I think Timmy was saying that that's not really possible with the stock components there. You could do 160 or 75 or both. I know that. That's what the one down at ARRL Labs is. Well, Timmy put that one on 75 and 160.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to my tech, Robin Smith, so we'll work something out. We're gonna get it to work on 40, 75, 160. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm gonna have it. I'll keep the 813s and have it run off of 4-1000.
Yeah, man. What happened to Clark? Wait, he ran away? I'm kind of pissed about this because Clark loves broadcast transmitters.
Oh yeah, I do.
Clark, what does he have to do to put that thing on 160?
What? Who?
Daryl's BC1 Tango.
Oh wow. On 160.
Guess I figured I'd start another one.
Not a whole hell of a lot. The neutralization may have to be redone a bit. Not too much. I don't know. Stock, it may do 160. It just might need to have some caps lightened
Weighs
up.
probably a good, I guess 100 pounds.
Well, there you go,
pounds.
Daryl. Pick that thing up and drop the hammer on 160. I guess
transformer is, I think it's 3,700 volts at 1.2 amps. I'm pretty sure. Y'all can kind of look at it for yourself.
400. Then
Whoever wants to see it.
they said nope.
See
Let's
it
go
on
all
there.
the way. 4-1000.
Yeah, transformer weighs probably a good.
So I don't know.
I guess 100 pounds, 120 pounds.
But it's in the works.
I've got some other stuff in here. I've got super caps that I'm actually selling.
Man,
They're
that's
all
gonna be
in
cool.
there.
How
I've
the
got
hell? What you
bunch
gotta
of-
call like your son or whatever to help you carry that thing? How the hell are you gonna
7/8
get it up to your operating
DIN
position?
connectors. So 7/16 DIN for
Probably me
7/8.
and 4 other
I've
guys.
got like 50 of those.
I took all the iron out.
Maybe 30.
All the
I don't
iron
know.
up.
I don't have much 7/8 right now. It'll be a little bit. I've got some more I've actually got, but I don't have it on hand.
Be very
I've got some
interesting.
Teflon wire, about 450 foot of 12 gauge
But,
Teflon. Have no clue if anybody's interested in it,
we'll
but I've got
see.
it for sale. Again,
Well,
like I
this thing
said a
gonna
while
stay on
ago,
the first
plate
floor here,
transformer,
man.
3,700 volts at 1.2 amps. You
Nope.
could run
It's
a lot
gonna
of good
stay on the
stuff with
first
that.
floor.
But copper bus bar again. I'm about to get out of this vehicle and go to the
That's
next.
probably smart. And then just run whatever
got some other stuff in
control
here.
and
I'm not sure
audio
what all
and
I
everything
sell
you
in
need
here.
to
I think
upstairs.
that pretty much covers what I got in here. Again, whoever doesn't see what they need to see on this one, trailer's unloaded.
But I don't know.
Most all this is
I can
spoken
pull the
for.
trigger
I'm
any
pretty
day
sure
now.
this
I can
entire
retire
school
any
is
day
spoken
now.
for right
So
here.
I
I've got
might wake up
118
next year
foot
January, so the hell with it.
half-inch Superflex here. I've got some half-inch jumpers. And just take them over here. I got a bunch of crap in my yard, so forgive the mess. I'm in the process of moving right now.
Clark, what's
This
the
is
deal?
jumpers for a Suburban.
With what?
It's a half-inch.
Don't you want to
with 7/16 DINs already on it, right angle
Oh,
connectors.
absolutely.
So if you need to get in a tight spot, you got what you need.
My cat's
I've
here.
got several of those. 50-foot run.
What does Boo
300
Boo have
something
to
foot of
say?
7/8, but I'm not interested in selling used, to
She
be
has
honest.
different words for things. When
if I
she's
can help
hungry, she says, wow.
Here's some crazy wire right here. This is
Just
service
one
entry
quick
wire.
wow.
It's 500
And
MCM.
when she's
It's
saying
good enough for
hello
a
to me,
600 amp
it's
service
usually
for the
two
house.
syllables. Like,
I got 230 something foot of that.
you know, we communicate.
Do what all I got.
It's
DC,
good to have that
DC
kind
cap
of relationship
for
with your pet.
Big cam for power. Phase power supply right there. Here's some LMR.
She's on stream right now. You can see her.
DC,
She's like
DC cap for
sitting here with
big
me.
can for
Cat's
power.
on the internet, man. Come on.
Phase power supply right there. Here's some
You know,
LMR
there's all
600
kind of references to
right
cats
here.
on the
I think
internet.
a 50, 30 or 40 foot run right here. A lot of the stuff has got pollen on it. We've got the world's
I'm
worst
talking
pollen
about,
season.
you know,
I don't know. It's horrible.
four-legged
Got some
hairy ones.
It's like 12-3 wire. It's kind of service entry. 4-aught wire. Inner jacket, another outer jacket.
Just think, if we were up on
Extremely
3885, we'd be banging
got
it
it off
all
D-Rail
over
a
New
long time
York
ago.
City on
Really have enough to
UHF.
really- Big choke. That's for using broadcast.
Dude, that one
industry a lot.
repeater that I was
Use
talking
a,
about, 270,
basically
is,
a big choke.
It is so splashy, man, and it's the
filter cap,
Broadcast
so you run a super
Engineer
current,
Society
good
or
force
something
transformer
repeater.
out,
It's like, it's
transformer.
awful.
Like,
Isn't
this
that
is
ironic?
actually a filter
And I guess
transformer.
that's
I don't
what
think anybody
you
wants
and
it.
Chris were
But
talking
it's-
about.
it
I missed a lot of that because I was trying to hook up.
Filter cap. So you
I
run
was
a
trying to
super
hook up a
tiny
different
filter cap,
receiver.
and you use a
That
basically a big choke.
was a long story, but anyway, I missed
that's
a
for
lot of that
using
conversation.
broadcast industry a lot.
Well, the
weird
general
connectors. I
gist
don't know
of
if
it
anybody
was
wants
there's
them,
a repeater
but I got a
by
bunch
my
of them.
parents' house
They're
that I
little,
used
basically
to talk
exit
on all the
connectors. You see them
time.
on DC boxes all the time.
W2LI, it's
Just all kinds
147
of
to
stuff.
255.
Anybody who wants to
And then that's
see
that
kind of
was
the
in
application.
Murray Hill, New Jersey.
Some of this
right?
wire you
so
can kind of
60 miles
see some wire
east
tied
is
in.
Manhattan.
Going.
That's where
Better
this
want
other
active
repeater
one.
is,
Stuff
right?
that
It
other
shouldn't be a
LTZs
problem.
don't have.
Even
I
though
was
they're
kinda
real close, that
surprised when
one's
I see LTZ and I don't see the wheels and the power
270,
steps.
right?
It's got
and
the
they
tow
both have the
package.
same PL, and
I
it's
don't remember what else.
crazy.
Plenty
Like
other
the
stuff.
thing,
Keep-
it
keep 'em.
just if you drive east and you're on that
Connectors,
repeater, and somebody's talking
do not
on the
have
ABC,
bird QCs,
you're
but they're
done.
easiest pie to
That's
buy.
it.
So just have to pick some up.
Murray
those other
Hill, New
batteries,
Jersey.
They look like.
Wow,
got one
they're
right
really
out.
running out of originality.
Yes, I
So
don't.
there's a Murray Hill
I
in
got
New
to make
York
it too
City.
long.
There's a Murray Hill in Long Island.
It's got to be dedicated
and now
enough
you're
to.
saying there's a
come on
Murray
and see
Hill
it.
in New Jersey. Whatever. Now I'm going to start
500
looking
G-Box,
for a
so I
Murray
guess
Hill
I'll-
in Connecticut.
Good, it
Who's this
covers
guy
most of it.
Murray and what's
There's plenty of
what's
other
with all
stuff I'm
this
forgetting
spawning
about.
stuff?
I got a
And what
500 G-Box,
BCG?
so I guess I'll kind of post
Yeah,
it.
well,
It's
our
late in the
Murray
video,
Hill
but
in
who
New
knows?
Jersey,
Whoever's
you know,
watching
those
must be
three
got to be dedicated enough to want to see it.
Yeah, they were born there. The birthplace of the transistor. And
There's
that's
500
Bell
G-Box.
Labs.
I'll try
Up
to
there
just
on the
twist it
hill.
around. I got
400
300
foot
foot of,
elevation, Murray Hill, New
half
Jersey.
inch.
I lived about 2 blocks down from it.
The other one was
for most
maybe
of my
I didn't
life.
lose it. I accidentally clicked off. All right, so
wow,
that's a bullet.
we've got
500 G-Box. I don't have any
spot
radios.
here in
if you
town.
want to get with
that's
radios, you
400
can get with our
feet
shop.
MSL.
Me and D-Rail that runs Wolfman CD Shop. So
This
you
area
can
was
order
cool.
something on
There's
there.
like
The only thing we're doing right now is
400
new
foot
builds on
elevation
Strikers
rise, and it's
Prop
just a
29s.
big flat
We're loaded
plateau
up with
on top of this mountain
ridiculous amount of
range,
work,
and it just
so
drops off.
it's,
It was a great place.
That's
for,
about all we can do right now.
You know what
But
band I was
there's a
operating
500
on
G-Box.
back then.
Anybody wants that? It's a good driver box. We'll do whatever you want for it. 100 watts in, we'll make, I think, 800 watts out. something
Not
like that.
quite as
That's
good
on
as
the
where I
tight
am
meter.
now, though.
You probably get a good
I've got
1,000
more than
out of
double the elevation.
a Bird Peak meter.
Line of sight in
Bird Peak with
most
170 watts in will do about 1,400, something like that.
So, what was the story
beginning really
of Daryl and the broadcast
pardon the
transmitter? I missed the
kinda
genesis of that. He ended
One
up
of those
buying
or
a
the equivalent,
transmitter.
3 or 4 of those. Because I'm going with a different style tower that's going to need a bigger face.
You still there,
literally
Daryl?
got
I was in the mix.
over a 1-inch bolt, or whatever the bolt takes.
Talked to a guy and
I think. I'm keeping my antenna for my next tower, but I sold this tower. It's already gone.
We're going to do all the
Sky that.
transformation, all in it.
I think what
I got
20 something inch
decide
cross
whether I'm
section
gonna
raw
400
SSV tower.
or 4
But
1,000.
I will actually sell this hinge plate.
Keep the
if anybody wants
813s in it.
because I'm going with a different style tower that's going
So
to
it's
be a
in the
bigger
making.
face than this. It's
So,
hold it on.
here we are.
I got a bunch.
Mission for transmission.
It's 52 foot.
Well, you'll need the 220 volts because it runs on nothing less than that and uses all 220 volt switching. So if you're going to hook it up to PTT circuits, make sure that your relays are
456
set up
gears,
for that
positive.
to run the contactors in the transmitter.
Video, and
yeah, what else can I say? Just make sure you got plenty of muscle ready. The thing weighs a beastly amount.
Yeah, we're probably going to take half an eye out just to get it hit.